Meanwhile, you're always about women's business, always talking about the sisters, always talking to the sisters. They've got mahrams, they've got walis, they've got their guardians, and it isn't you. I mean, I hate to use their terminology, but this is about the most beta thing you can possibly do. Always in the women's section. And the irony is that these are the same ones who are endlessly droning on and on about masculinity. Meanwhile, you can't do the basic thing, the most basic thing that men do as men, which is to ignore women. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't mean that in an obnoxious way, but women have their world, their sphere, and men have their world and their sphere. But meanwhile, you're always trying to weasel your way into the sphere of women, under the guise of nasiha, under the guise of advice. But you're just like a peeping Tom who's trying to justify why he's doing what he's doing by saying that you're just trying to check up on the sisters to make sure that they're safe. No, it's not your business. The men are over here, brother. Meanwhile, you keep sliding your way back to where the sisters are. And this is very disrespectful. It's very insulting to their walis. I mean, let's take this offline, Let me catch you on the street talking to my wife or talking to my sisters about how they shouldn't go out, or they shouldn't go to the gym, or they shouldn't go to school, or you don't like the way they're dressed, or what have you. I wish you would. You better hope that red pill you took is a painkiller, because you're going to be dancing cheek to cheek with the concrete here.
Get your life, get your life, get your life, baby. I got mine, why you could serve my mind, baby. Feeling me, that's why they killing me, lately. Get your life. Get your life, get your life, get your life, baby. I got mine, why you could serve my mind, baby. Feeling me, that's why they killing me, lately. Get your life. Run up when you see me, no disguises. Keep that thing with me, cause I don't do surprises. J Chanel, show and tell, all facts, no lies, trick. Get your life, cause I'm the type to come to it that 9 quick. Eyes on me, what you care for? Watching me, baby, care for. If you ain't a fan, where the cameras? Hide in the back with the bellboys. My circle so restricted. Hands raised like it's your religion. When I sleep, pay close attention. Fake friends out here pretending. Get your life, get your life, get your life, baby. I got mine, why you could serve my mind, baby. Feeling me, that's why they killing me, lately. Get your life. Get your life, get your life, get your life, baby. I got mine, why you could serve my mind, baby. Feeling me, that's why they killing me, lately. Get your life.
Focus there.
Watch them cause they after me like a pot of gold. I'm not for play, ask Keisha if you don't know. I'm a little bit cray-cray, approach me, you better be right. If you don't come correctly, you can catch these cans tonight. Eyes on me, what you care for? Watching me, baby, care for. If you ain't a fan, where the cameras? Hide in the back with the bellboys. My circle's so restricted. Hands raised like it's your religion. When I sleep, pay close attention. Fake friends out here pretending. Get your life, get your life, get your life, baby. I got mine, why you could serve my mind, baby. Feeling me, that's why they killing me, lately. Get your life.
Get your life.
Get your life, get your life, get your life, baby. I got mine, why you could serve my mind, baby. Feeling me, that's why they killing me, lately. Get your life.
Get your life, boo.
You don't understand. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
Good morning, good evening, good night, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Your nighttime, right time DJ Music here with another episode of the Chop Shop. Yep, y'all see it on the screen. Gotta talk about my dude at the Wildest Wake Up Show. But before I get to that, I was running across a few things, and I gotta share this with y'all because to me, what I'm about to see, whether you agree with the young lady that we're about to cover first, agree or disagree, I think it holds. I think it's what's the word I'm looking for? It fits right into what's happening into YouTube streets right now. With the Anton Daniels situation, with the Corey Holcomb situation. Matter of fact, before I get any further, y'all, hey there, ABT, how you doing? Give me a one, look, ABT, if you can hear me down in the listening lounge. Yeah, I only see you down there right now, so let me get a 1 or a 2 from you if you can hear me. Make sure folks can hear me what I'm about to say. Indeed. Get your life. Isn't it ironic there, ladies and gentlemen, that maybe about this same time last year, I was talking about your boy Sharon Bracey. Somebody went and called his cousin and said, hey there, Candy Cane, how you doing? Good to see you. Drop a 1 in the lounge there, Candy Cane, if you can hear me. Drop a 1 down there if you don't mind. Let me make sure I ain't just out here talking to myself. Ready? Alrighty, let me see what I got there. I got you. I got a 1. All right, so I ain't talking to myself. So let me continue. Listen, first off, this ain't, it's as they say, this is not personal. This is all about business, and this is just my observation, right, wrong, or indifferent. This is my observation, because one thing no one can say, the majority of the people that will be here today, one thing they cannot say about DJ Music, that I was not a staunch supporter of Sharon Bracey's The Wildest Wake Up Show. No one can say that. Shared his platform, dropped a few coins on him. But there's been a shift, a seismic shift in your, dare I say, your content there lately. All right there, be safe there, ABT. I see you in the clouds. But there's been a seismic shift in your content lately. I noticed, I'm going to use a movie quote, that you don't mind doing business with your enemies. And it seems to me that's par for the course for most of the Black YouTubers, especially you men. I've seen folks talk about your family, Sharon, your wife, your children, you. I've even seen folks talk about your background. Some of these very same folks that was out to destroy you, you allow them back on your platform. Tell me I'm wrong. Cellulite was doing everything he possibly could to destroy you. Patty was doing everything that he possibly could to destroy your movement. Why? Because they say you were catering to the women. Because the women folks was over there and you had their ear. Nothing wrong with that. But then, when people say things because you like somebody or because you like somebody's content, you kind of push some things to the side, but you don't forget what the opposition says sometimes, Sharon. How does a married man tell single women how to live? Especially when he is telling other married people that they shouldn't be in that business. And that's a double shot. That goes for you. That goes for Brownsville. Remember I did a stream a couple of weeks ago, wolves in sheep's clothing, and I told you there's a whole lot more wolves out here. And all you have to do is let them talk. And sooner or later, that red pill, women ain't shit ideology will come fumbling out that closet. Bloop, 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 bloop. Some of the very folks that's going to be in this chat later on, or some of the very folks that's going to listen to you, y'all know what I'm saying because I'm going to point it out. Tell me you haven't stopped going to Sharon's platform. Tell me you haven't seen the shift in his content. Tell me you haven't seen the very same people that took his channel down, that we all rallied around, super chatting him, subscribing to him when he opened up his new channel, because none of us had to do that to keep him on air. And for what I understand, there's people that's been in the background that even did more than that. For you now, for those very same people that we helped you to get rid of, that tried to take your channel down, to have them up on your platform day after day after day after day, to me, it's like a slap in the face. But like I said, when you like somebody, when you like the people that they hang around, sometimes you tend not to say nothing about it. Well, I had enough of not saying nothing about it. We're going to get to you, Sharon. Like you do your monologue. Bah! That was my monologue starting out with you. And if you should happen to be in the clouds later, because I know you're over there asking for 99 cents or asking somebody to hit the likes, I want y'all to think about that before we shift gears here a minute. I want y'all to think about that. 115, 116 of y'all over there to send 99 cents. You're not going to send 99 cents. You're going to send $1. He asks you that about every 30 minutes to an hour. So every once in a while, some of y'all saying, yeah, I like what's going on, so you'll send $2. So this stream that we're going to review later on is a 7-hour long stream. You do the math. With him asking for 99 cents every 30 minutes to half an hour. You do the math. But before we get to that, folks, I'd like to, some people always say that because you don't post or because you don't engage in the activity that's going on in the YouTube streets, or you just pop out only when shit that you seem to be concerned you. It's called moving in silence. Just because you don't see somebody, or just because you don't hear somebody, or just because they choose not to post their private life on the YouTube streets, that's not a sign of weakness, which a lot of y'all think is. Especially you male YouTubers. Y'all think it's, because I hear this a lot. Turn your camera on. Let me see what you look like. What the fuck does another man need to see what I look like for? Turn your camera on before you come up on my stream. I could give a fuck. As long as you don't come up on my stream porn bombing, you ain't got to turn your camera on. I respect your privacy. I respect the fact that you don't want to know, no one to know who you are, what you are, where you come from. But the minute you hit some of these panels, folks, your privacy is out the window. We've got now to the point of it's fuck listening. I got to see you to hear you. Since when? But with that, let me pull this off the screen here, and let's get to this part of the show. We're gonna get to this.
Everyone still feels his presence. He doesn't show off. Have you ever met a man who barely posts online? Yet, somehow, everyone still feels his presence. He doesn't show off. He doesn't even explain. He just moves quietly. And somehow, that quiet hits louder than every look at me post in your feed. We live in the noisiest time in history. Every second, someone's shouting their highlight reel, their dinner, their trips, their smiles. The internet is like a party where everyone is talking, but no one is listening. Yet in that chaos, a certain type of man stands out by doing the opposite. He doesn't post. He observes. He lets his silence do the talking. Because today, silence is no longer a weakness. It's a statement. When he goes quiet, it doesn't mean he's gone. It means he's focused. It means he's watching a world that forgot how to move without an audience. Close your eyes for a second. Imagine scrolling through your feed. Faces you barely know.
Okay, keep your eyes closed for a minute. Imagine you growing up in the 70s. in the early 80s. There was no cell phones. The only communication that you had was with people that you really knew. And if you knew the news, you watched the 6 o'clock news or whatever. Now, everything about most people's life, you can go to Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and it's right there in front of you. You got kids walking behind. They got their cameras open. They got the kids walking behind them, and they're unmentionables. So imagine there was a time. When folks say that, they always ask you, "How old are you?" I'm from a time that age does not make you right or wrong. For those of us that grew up in the 70s, that were young children or teenagers in the 70s, we understand what the problem is. The problem is y'all got too much access to too much bullshit. So much so that some of you niggas will literally tell folks that's still around that their opinions don't matter, that they're living in a life that doesn't count anymore. But then you go home and say you love your uncles or your grannies. But while you're on the internet, you disparage them. You disparage the greatness of Martin Luther King. I heard this dude, Chaotic Truth, a couple of days ago when Martin Luther King's birthday, from the 15th to the 20th, that's all he did was talk shit about Martin Luther King and the greatness of us. And y'all niggas was over there piled up in it. That wouldn't have happened in the 70s. That wouldn't have happened in the early 80s. Angry man sitting up on a platform because his wife got tired of him talking shit about other shit that didn't make a difference, that did nothing to do to elevate their household, as the word they like to use, edify their household. She finally had enough and put that nigga outside. You see how he been streaming lately? Tell me angry man has made a direction into someone that should be celebrated. He went from toys in the attic behind him to streaming on his porch. Anton Daniels running around here trying the old colorism trick again. Oh, my daughter, the reason they talked about my daughter was because she's dark-skinned. No, the reason they talked about your daughter is because you didn't protect your daughter. The one thing you run around saying here that you were supposed to be doing, you didn't, because you put your daughter out there by having enemies, by making enemies like Corey Holcomb, by making enemies like Kwame Brown. Everybody think Kwame Brown is the hero in this. If he was a hero, why the fuck he telling y'all to go to his Patreon to listen to what he got to say? Grifters, every fucking one of y'all. And that includes you, Sharon. Grifters, that's what y'all are, off the backs of us. And get mad when somebody calls you out on it. That's why I always start that off. The men are over here, sir. Men move in silence. Men don't put their families out in front of everybody to get a chance to ridicule. Men don't do that. You can't go on social media nowhere and find a post of my children anywhere that I posted. You can't find a picture of my parents, my sisters, my brother. None of them that I posted. But y'all niggas got your whole family sprawled all over the internet and think your enemies is not going to exploit that. And when a man moves in silence, like this young lady is saying, y'all label that as weakness. Because he'd engage in the fuckery, y'all label that as weakness.
Oversharing every thought, every meal, every mood swing. Now, picture a different kind of presence. A man you rarely see online, but everyone remembers when he walks into a room. That is the power of silence. His energy feels heavy but calm, grounded but mysterious.
Tell me she's wrong. Not pat myself on the back, but tell me she's wrong. When y'all see me in them chat rooms, there's a different presence about me from everyone else that's in there. And that's not being arrogant. That's being truthful. I wish Bombcherry was down on the platform because she could tell you that. When her husband goes on the platform, there's a different arrogance about him. Tell me I'm wrong.
He's not posting his life because he's busy living it. And while the world is busy proving itself, he's busy building himself. People don't realize it, but silence has a sound. The sound of self-control. The sound of a man who's done performing for people who don't even matter. Because when you stop posting every move, you start moving with purpose. He's not disconnecting from the world. He's just disconnecting from the noise. And in a culture that treats attention like currency.
So how could you disconnect from the noise? Hey, what's up there, Charles Hale? How you doing? Hey there, Atlanta Love. Hey, Shar, how you doing? Again, ABT, how you doing? Candy Cane Lane, how you doing? Thank y'all for stopping on in. For those that are hanging out in the clouds, thank you so very much. But how do you just disconnect from the noise when you're on a stream for 10, 11, 12 hours a day?
His silence is the only thing you can't buy. That's where the story begins. With the men who don't need to post to prove they exist. The men who found power in privacy and peace in disappearing. The ones who walk through this digital world unseen, but undeniable. Because their silence isn't a void, it's a warning. Privacy used to be normal. Now it's suspicious. Post less and people start wondering if something is wrong. Stay quiet and they assume you're hiding something. But maybe the truth is, he's just protecting something. See, real privacy isn't about secrecy. It's about ownership. It's about deciding who gets access to your peace. When a man keeps his life off social media, it's not because he's afraid to share. It's because he's finally understanding the value of what can't be seen. Every post, every story, every caption, it's a small trade. You give the world a piece of your life, and in return, you lose a little control over how that life is seen.
And for all you folks that's been watching Corey Holcomb and Anton Daniels, Corey Holcomb spoke on that the other day. Once you post something on the internet, it's not yours anymore. It's not yours anymore. Hey, Tiffany, how you doing? Good to see you. It's not yours anymore. It doesn't belong to you. Once you post something on the internet, good, bad, or indifference, it's subject to interpretation. And so you really, listen, I'm not a defender of Corey Holcomb by no stretch of the imagination, but I'll ask this question again. Since when have children been off limits? Especially when it comes to Anton Daniels. When have dark-skinned girls been off limits to Anton Daniels or anyone else of you niggas for that matter? I'm not talking to the women. I'm using this woman as an example, but I'm talking to you niggas. Because I don't have to talk to black men like this. Because they're too busy doing something else. They ain't got time. We'll meet up every once in a while. The real men is out doing right now. I told y'all, this is a slow season for me. Don't let me catch you. Well, I ain't got shit to do.
Most men don't realize that, but the quiet ones do. They've watched the world turn every personal moment into public property. They've seen how a happy photo can become gossip, how a small success turns into competition, and how a stranger starts forming opinions that they never lived. So they stop giving the world a show. Psychologists call it boundary control, the ability to decide what stays sacred and what goes public. And in a time where everyone's addicted to exposure, men who master privacy are becoming rare breeds because privacy builds power. It gives you space to think clearly, move quietly, and live without the constant need for approval. When a man stops posting every win, every loss, every emotion, he starts living for himself again. He's not performing, he's processing.
Say that again. He's not performing, he's processing. And you folks, to be quite honest with you, and I'm sure I could bring some people up here. Sometimes it's not bad to talk about your accolades. I built a thriving radio station, Black-owned radio station, from 2 songs and a smart TV. 2 songs and a smart TV. I did it in silence. I didn't post my pictures everywhere. Hey, come look at me. Come look at what I'm doing. I moved in silence to where I'm a major in this internet radio station game. You don't believe me? Come over to Urban Influencers ask them who DJ Music is. Go ask Eddie Levert Sr. who DJ Music is. Go ask Phaedra who DJ Music is. I move in silence. I don't need everybody to know what I'm doing, how I'm doing, or why I'm doing. Unlike you, Sharon. You sitting up in front of grown-ass men eating cucumbers. That says a lot about you anyway. Anton got your daughter plastered all over the screen. And now people, instead of celebrating her accomplishments, just like the young lady said, they're using her accomplishments as cannon fodder, all because of her father, not because of what she did, of what you did. Chose the wrong fucking enemy. What is this where the Adolf was right, twin? What are you saying there? What the click cheese OG on about? Well, I guess the OG is that a sign of respect, or you just coming here calling me an old guy? Whatever this OG is saying made you stop. Once you hang around, stick around. You might learn something, Adolf. Stick around. You might learn something from this OG, sir. Wrong guy. I'm not to be pushed. I confront folks like you directly. Friend or foe, state your purpose of being here. Let me know up front of how I'm going to have to deal with you. Adolf.
He's not seeking applause. He's seeking peace. And that peace changes him. He becomes harder to reach, but easier to respect. Because the moment you stop showing everything, you stop needing everyone. A man with privacy becomes unpredictable, not because he's hiding, but because no one knows what to expect next. And that unpredictability is what makes him magnetic. While everyone else is broadcasting for attention, he's building in silence. And by the time the world notices, it's too late to catch up. That's the power of privacy. It doesn't just protect you from noise. It protects your direction, your focus, and your identity. Because when the world can't see your next move, it can't stop it either.
Damn sure can't. Someone asked me a long time ago when I lived in Georgia, what's the most important thing that you have? It's your identity. Once you lose that, you lose everything. Once you stop being your genuine self, meaning your identity, you lose everything about you. Whether you're married and you lose your identity as a woman or as a man. Henpecked husbands. Wives that let husbands walk all over them. Once you lose your identity in that relationship, it's over. You're not living for you anymore. You're living for them.
There's a reason the strongest men don't announce their moves. They're too busy making it. Disappearing doesn't always mean walking away. Sometimes it just means walking differently. No noise, no explanations, no need to prove anything. In a world obsessed with attention, silence is self-mastery because it's easy to perform when everyone is watching, but it takes discipline to grow when no one is. Psychologists call it delayed validation, the ability to stay patient while the rest of the world needs constant approval. And that's what separates men who scroll from men who build. Every post is a temptation to explain, to prove, to show progress before it's even ready. But a man who learns to disappear learns to protect his momentum. He knows that growth doesn't happen in the spotlight. It happens in the shadows. It happens when no one is watching it and no one is clapping. Because here's the truth. If you can't move without being seen, you'll never move when it really matters. The quiet man understands that attention is a trap. The more you chase it, the less of yourself you keep. Every post.
Anton, if any of your minions or anybody else is around that say that, notice how he always wants to be in the spotlight. Everything is about him. He's even willing to throw his family under the bus for fame. 15 minutes of fame. Fame is fleeting, folks. One of these days, some of you so-called great content creators are going to be on the nice price shelf, hanging out, hoping somebody clicks you. Build in silence, move in silence. That's the strongest. That's in anything you do. Not everybody needs to know who you are, what you're doing, and why you're doing it. I think all of my DJs can speak that. Shit, we don't really know too much about Mr. Music. We really don't. But we know when we need something, he's there. We know he's in arm's reach. We know he's at every one of our shows. We know he's there always supporting us. Sometimes you got to move in silence to get shit done. Not everybody needs to know where you're at or what you're doing. Or for most of y'all niggas that want to run around talking about y'all 6 figures, show your worth. Where's that dude, the general, at? I remember that was one of the first beefs I had on. I won't call it a beef, but he was standing up in somebody else's house trying to show off somebody else's house, talking about show your work. Where he at now? Probably somewhere eating a ham sandwich, washing somebody else's car, trying to prove it's his still. No progress.
Post becomes a small performance and every like becomes a little leash. So he breaks that pattern. He goes ghost. He gets focused. He lets results speak instead of captions. You'll notice something powerful about these men. They're calm when others are panicking, present when others post, and grounded when others chase relevance.
You notice how, again, I got to speak to myself on this because this is going to matter later on. Y'all wonder why I'm starting with this, because no one can say what this lady's saying is not going to be relevant later on. Notice, I'm always, even on the heat of battle, I'm always using sir, excuse me. I don't use superlatives when I talk to folks. Maybe over here. But when I'm directly talking to someone on the stream, I'm always referring to them as sir or excuse me. I'm calm, I'm cool, I'm collect. I let you shoot your damn self in the foot. Most times they do. Most times they do. Just let them keep talking.
Because when you disappear from the crowd, you reappear to yourself. That's the discipline about disappearing, knowing when to step back so you can step forward stronger. And the truth is, you don't lose people when you go quiet. You just find out who is really listening. So when he faces...
And that goes to all you content creators. If you don't believe it, wait till the next, and when they wait till your next favorite content creator has a stream about who done them wrong. See how many people pile up over there. But wait till another content creator says, hey, Y'all come on over here and look at this graduation parties of me and my children, or somebody graduated summa cum laude. Ain't nobody showing up. Or let's talk about the news. Nobody showing up. Or let me show you some gardening tips. Ain't nobody showing up. But there's some bullshit going on. There's some struggle, some strife, or there's some name calling going on. Hundreds. Corey Holcomb's show tripled in viewership in the last 3 weeks. Freezy got over how many new subscribers in the last week? Another grifter. Another grifter. In order for you to be a sponsor of the show, you got to send $50 or you got to match. Nigga, I ain't got to send shit. I don't want to be no sponsor. If I got to send $50 to see my name scrolled across the screen, I got better things to do with $50. Oh, if you want me to read your super chat, if you want me to read your comment, put it in the form of super chat. Or else I ain't gonna read it. I guess I won't say nothing. I'll just sit in the clouds. What the fuck I need to pay you to talk? Why y'all don't see it like that? Hey, Zahara, how you doing? Good to see you. Angry Man want 500. How many times have you heard him? How many times, Zahara? She says Angry Clan. How many times have we heard Angry Man say, hey, support the show. Hit that like button. If y'all don't support the show, I'm gonna stop the stream. It sounds like Puffy Combs.
I'm a 3 sandwich eating pot belly, no content having motherfucker.
What you are, a 3 sandwich eating pot belly, no content habit motherfucker. Angry Man, that's what you'll always be. Now you outside. You can add that to your moniker now. Outside in the cold. And from what I understand, it's brutal cold in North Carolina right now. Brr, I bet your nuts done shot up to your neck.
From Tidelines, it's not rejection, it's refinement. He's sharpening his focus, training his patience, and protecting the version of himself that's still in progress. He doesn't owe the world updates. He owes himself evolution. There's something about a man you can't fully read. He walks in, says little, and somehow everyone adjusts their energy. That's the mystery effect. You don't know what he's thinking. You don't know what he's planning. And because of that, you can't stop wondering.
What up there, OG Kickers? Is she wrong, my man? OG, since folks want to come in there because we're using moniker OG. But do you agree with this lady right now? When a man moves in silence, that's a hard motherfucker to figure out. Indifference is a motherfucker to some people. Am I wrong, bro? We learn to move in silence. If you're the OG like I think you are, we move in silence, don't we? We don't announce our business. We got limited friends. We don't have friends. We got acquaintances. Most of us OGs can count our friends on one hand. Tell me I'm wrong, bro.
In a world where everyone explains themselves, a man who stays quiet becomes a question mark. And people are drawn to questions they can't even answer. Mystery isn't about games, it's about value. Because the less you reveal, the more your presence means.
I say it all the time. The worst thing you can do to somebody is ignore them. Now they got to figure out why you ignoring them. That's the worst thing you can do to some of these content creators. Ignore them because they're going to pick at you and poke and prod until you start spitting that venom in them. And I keep using this Shaka Zulu reference. That's why you never leave an enemy behind. You crush them. You don't give them a leg to get back at you. Smiling faces pretend to be your friends. Huh, Sharon? You got a den full of so-called friends over there.
Psychologists call it the scarcity principle. What's rare feels more important. And in a generation that overshares privacy became luxury. That's why when he doesn't post, it doesn't make him invisible. It makes him rare. People start to wonder, where's he been? What's he doing? How's he doing so well without needing attention? They start filling in the blanks with imagination, and that imagination builds attraction because mystery forces people to focus on energy instead of image. They stop watching what you show and start feeling what you carry. He could walk into a room wearing silence like a suit and still command more attention than the loudest man there because confidence doesn't shout, it radiates. And the truth is, when people can't read you, they respect you differently. They lean in. They pay attention. Most men try to impress through presence. The mysterious man impresses through absence. Every time he withholds something, a thought, a story, a photo, he increases his worth in people's minds. Not because he's pretending to be deep, but because he's not wasting depth on everyone. And that's the secret women will never admit, but always feel. The man who doesn't post, who doesn't overshare, feels like he knows something they don't. It's not arrogance, it's aura. He's not trying to be mysterious. He just became that way by protecting his peace. That's why his silence speaks louder than most people's content. It makes you pay attention to the gaps. It makes you notice how still he really is. And stillness, in a world that never stops moving, feels powerful because mystery isn't about hiding. It's about choosing who deserves to see.
Who deserves to see what I'm doing? Who deserves to know my family? Who deserves to know what part of my life is this? Who deserves that? That's an exclusive club that we all could learn from right there. Who deserves to be in your circle? Ask yourself that question right now. You ain't got to tell me. But some of the people in your circle right now, ask yourself, do they deserve to be there? What are they there for? What good do they bring you? How are they helping you move towards being your best self? You will find a lot of them people in your circle don't mean you're no good. I'm going to revert back to it. Wolf in sheep's clothing. You ain't got to believe me. Go back to high school. I will be best friends for life. When the last time you seen a high school buddy? What, at your last reunion? Somebody asked me, has you ever gone to your family reunion for what? I didn't like him in high school. What the fuck I want to see him now for? Reunion?
Here's what most people don't understand. Silence isn't about cutting the world off. It's about tuning it out long enough to hear yourself again. The man who doesn't post isn't hiding. He's protecting his focus because focus is fragile. And in a world built to break it, discipline becomes survival. The average person checks their phone over 100 times a day. Every ping.
For all of you that ride the mass transit system, the public transit system, the next time you get on the public transit system, count how many heads are looking straight ahead. If you find one or two, it's probably the driver or somebody who ain't got no damn phone. The rest of them looking down. Tell me I'm wrong.
Every scroll, every post. Another tiny distraction pulling you away from the life you're trying to build. But the man who stays off the stage, he's not being antisocial. He's being intentional. He knows that energy leaks through attention, and attention is a new currency. So he spends it wisely. When he stops giving his time to noise, his thoughts starts to get sharper. His days start to get longer. And his peace starts to come back. Because quiet doesn't mean nothing is happening. It means everything is happening, just not for the audience.
Mind your business. That's what that means. And polite terms, she's saying it politely. Quiet means mind your damn business. If I wanted you to know, I'd have told you. The great words of DMX. Mind your business, ladies.
Psychologists call this attention residue. Every time you switch from focus to distraction, a small part of your mind stays behind. And those small links of attention slowly drain your potential. That's why the quiet ones seem calmer. They're not multitasking their purpose. They're married to it. A man who protects his focus builds boundaries, not walls, boundaries. There's a difference. Walls keep people out, boundaries keep peace in. He doesn't argue online, doesn't chase approval, doesn't explain his silence. He doesn't need to, because peace doesn't need proof. You'll notice men like this don't talk about cutting people off. They just start walking quieter paths. They don't delete everyone. They just stop giving access to everyone. And that's the difference between being cold and being clear. He's not ignoring the world. He's choosing what deserves his reaction. Because when everything demands attention, the smartest thing you can do is protect it. That's not arrogance. That's emotional maturity. And that's what makes his silence feels powerful. Because the truth is, a man's focus is sacred. And every time he chooses peace over performance, he's reminding the world that not everything real needs to be revealed. There comes a point in every man's life where peace matters more than presence.
And that's just not, I think that's universal. No matter what the hue of your skin, at some point in time, peace, whether you're man or woman, it has its place for you. What's that ABT? A man taking cucumber. No, I didn't say nothing about him. I said he up there eating cucumbers. That seems to be the running joke over there, Sharon. Every time somebody tries to get at him over there, they'll always say, Sharon be over there eating cucumbers. Or we go get to him. I ain't got nothing to do today, folks. It's 2:16 here on the East Coast. And my next live show is at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. But I wanted to share this first because it directly ties into what I'm going to be talking about later. Because on this stream that we're going to review, you'll hear some of the same shit this young lady is going on. These niggas sharing their entire life at the behest of fame, making decisions about who's right and who's wrong about a post, saying that the civil rights movement was not for black people, saying that a man that's carrying a concealed weapon that has the Second Amendment right, Second Amendment right to be gunned down, and this questioned by niggas on your panel. When did your channel turn political, Sharon? Oh, I know when you tried to outdo Cellulite. When you saw that he had thousands of folks listening to his channel, when he kept posting his new subscribers. Oh, let me get on in there. Y'all niggas are followers. Don't ever put up the word leader again anywhere on your stream, because you are not, sir. You are not a leader. Not now, not then, not ever. I don't give a fuck what business you run.
He used to post for connection. Now he craves quiet for clarity. Because when you spend years trying to be seen, you forget what it feels like to just be. Peace isn't the absence of noise. It's the strength to not need it. And the man who stops performing online, they're not giving up on people. They're just done giving themselves away for free. They've learned that approval is a bottomless pit. You can feed it every day and it still won't fill you. So they choose to starve it instead. That's when everything shifts. They stopped moving for attention and started moving for purpose. They stopped explaining and started evolving. Because
let me scroll back up there. Hey, Miss Jalen, how you doing? Thank you for listening. You're up in the clouds. Let's see what else there. She said, well, we got to the cucumbers already. Again, hey, Lana, I don't know if I saw you earlier. Let me see if I can scroll up. Hey, Zahara, how you doing? Who else up in there? ABT, OG Kickers. How you doing there, good brother? Char Willie, what's going on? Adolf, you still here? You said you were doing something earlier. Adolf? Mr. Meoff? Mr. Meoff? Charles, what's up with you, good brother? I think I got everybody. If I missed you, hey, Candy Cane, good to see you as always. Good to see you. Let's see, what else we got? Mr. Charles, you still here? Hey there, Alex. How you doing, good brother? I know you're going to do a live stream. I'll drop in on you on Saturday. I don't have nothing to do. I don't know if Amiri will be there, but just tag me in your stream. I'll drop over for a few minutes. Sure will. So what's going on with you? Let's get back to this.
Because peace grows where performance dies. And when a man finds that peace, you'll notice something different about him. He's slower, but he's sharper. Calmer, but deeper. He's not trying to impress anyone anymore. He's trying to become someone he can respect. That's the quiet transformation most people never see because it doesn't happen on camera. It happens in the dark when the phone is off, when the world isn't watching. And that's what makes it real. Because when you stop performing, you start healing. You start remembering what happiness feels like when it's not staged. You start noticing the small things again. The sound of rain, the warmth of sunlight, the freedom of not explaining everything. That's when men realize the real flex isn't being known. It's being peaceful in a world that profits from your anxiety. And peace? Peace is expensive. It costs isolation, boundaries, and patience. But what you get in return? It's freedom. Because when a man stops posting, he doesn't disappear. He reappears somewhere stronger, inside himself. With peace that doesn't need an audience. The funny thing about silence is it always tells the truth. You can fake confidence, you can fake smiles, but you can't fake peace. And the men who don't post anymore, they've learned that peace doesn't live in a comment section. It lives in how you carry yourself when no one is watching. Because when the world...
Only thing that lives in the comment section is anarchy. Think it not? How many times do we use the comment section to justify our points? I know I do sometimes. Because most times in the comment section, somebody's leaving something that you wouldn't either, they didn't want to get up on a platform and say, or they listened to it and didn't agree with. You rarely get good comments. Am I wrong? Not unless it's one of your fans. But usually if someone random comes into your chat room or comes into your comment section, it's usually, what the fuck was you talking about? Well, I'm going to review this shit. Because if I leave my signature, chances are, hey, if I didn't catch you on the live, I'm going to say, as y'all use, the replay game. So that lets the folks that I support know that I'm going to be watching the shit later on. But if I leave a comment saying, I'm going to review this, might not be good for you. I'm nobody. I'm just giving my opinion. And I notice my opinion does radiate in some places. It's called moving in silence. This nigga don't post every day. He ain't talking about everything. Let me stop in and see what's going on over here. Why is he calling Sharon out? What Mr. Music got, what Mr. Music got to say about Sharon? I thought he was a supporter of Sharon. If I'm a supporter of his, I can't say nothing bad about it. Is that what it is? I can't support somebody without being critical of them at the same time. Is that what it is? Is that what we're doing now? I can't say that Sharon said something that I vehemently disagree with. I can't say that. I can only say good things about Sharon in Brownsville. Is that how it goes? If I got something bad to say about him, I'm hating or I'm clout chasing, because that seems to be the norm when you say something bad about somebody or you disagree with somebody, especially if it's your favorite content creator. You're being disingenuous. You don't like them for some reason. You're jealous. Huh, Big J? How many times did we hear that about you? Are you just jealous of Brownsville? Are you? But it seems opinion turns to jealousy around here. Or you must be mad at him. Or I know why you just chasing Sharon for clout. I don't need clout. I don't even need YouTube. I've been on what, how long now? Almost an hour. Not once have you said, hey, you ever heard me say, I need 99 cents. Let's get them likes up. Not once have you heard me say that. You're here because you want to be, not because you have to be. And that's something that a lot of you content creators need to forget. These folks are here because they want to be, not because they have to be. Too many other places to park your car in the YouTube streets, supporting you to say shit that we're going to listen to here later on. So let's get straight to it. If you decide to drop out the clouds, I know you might be busy over there arguing with some loose niggas on your panel right now. We're going to get to them too. Nobody right now is immune, but I will say one thing. Out of respect for who I am, I'm not going to mention some names, but you'll know who I'm talking about. Y'all ready? Get your popcorn.
Hey, SBG solution-based gang, like, share, and subscribe. Say no to rim, brothers, mothers, fear and sell no good suckers. Hype him up, hype him up. Shouts out Sharon Bracy in the wildest.
What happened to the Rim Brothers, Sharon? I thought you was ridding the YouTube streets of the likes of the J Princes and the Anton Daniels. What happened to the solution-based game to where your cousin Batman and Robin falls out there to the bat pole, Robin? Comes down and correct the men about the ills of talking shit to black women, or any woman for that matter, because actually, you're not married to a black woman right now. That's another thing that other folks have pointed out. How could you be for the black community when your loyalty, as it should be, because you're married to someone that is not black? No, I'm not, hey, who you love is who you love. That's your business. But, you know, I'm just saying, bro. How could you be for the black community when you lay next to?
Wake up morning, show salute, big dog, shout out to the Lord. PH, Diva, salute, Brownsville, SBG, SBG solution based gang.
Yeah. In your opening moniker. Hey, what's up there, Red Sensation? Red Sensational, how you doing? She was in the news. She got the news, folks. I had a great stream the other day. I peeked in for a little while. I peeked in through my thumbs up to you. Appreciate you. Thank you for stopping in. But right there it says solution-based game. Tell me I'm wrong, because if I am, then I don't mind being wrong. I don't mind apologizing. Nothing up my sleeve. Let me make sure my microphone get ready. What solution is being done over there? Solution-based gang with emphasis. Has there been any solutions over at Sharon Bracy's channel? Hey, Rude Imp, if you're in the clouds, go call Brownsville like you did last time. You thought I forgot about that, bro? No disrespect. Niggas got mad because I said, hey, you gonna make us pay for some information? All this shit the motherfuckers did to get your channel back, now because you got your channel back, you gonna make us pay to listen to you? I wish the fuck I would. Even after that, bro, I still supported you. No hard feelings. But after I do this stream, you probably won't see me over there again. Because once you're in the loose nigga roundup, that means I'm done with you. Ask Jay Prince. The only time I see him is on somebody else's channel. Ask Angry Man. I ain't never been to his channel. Ask Obsidian. I ain't never been to his channel. Ask BGS. I ain't never been to his channel. Ask Charles Faulkner. I ain't never been to his channel. Ask Cellulite Podcast after I had the disagreement with him. Never went back to your channel. Once I say I'm done with you, I'm done with you. Yeah, remember there was a time, around this time last year, Sharon lost his channel. Now remember that. He lost his ability to get super chats. He lost his ability to even get cash apps. Tell me I'm wrong. The details is in the pudding. No, just I know I'm rambling a little bit, but all of this will make sense. It's called I'm talking shit. Reminding you, Sharon, that I'm not wrong, that I've been around that long. Some of the same people, she says to who? Some of the same people that he's up on these platforms right now. Some of the very same people that talk shit about his daughter, but yet he's trying to hold court on Anton and Corey. Remember the karaoke incident, Sharon? Some of them same niggas that's up there defending Anton was some of the same niggas that told you that you was wrong. They had 6, 7 hour, 8 hour streams about why you shouldn't have had your daughter in that predicament, which some of them I agree with, because you knew it wasn't going to be an outcome. Choose your enemies well, sir. Why? Because at that point in time, Sharon, what was you doing? You was lighting them niggas up, the Rim brothers. No good suckers. You need to recalibrate your thought process. Wasn't that what y'all was preaching over there? When the last time anybody recalibrated anything over there? Solution-based gang, my black ass. What's up, Mella? Here we go. Are we gonna skip around, bro?
Let's go. Good day, everyone. How are we doing today? It is a wild time in America.
Sure is.
It's getting crazy out there. And you know,
Sure
like
is.
how we like to start our day. When I say good day to you, make sure you say it back, because I can feel that great productive energy. And clearly in today's time, it's been rough and it's tough, and we need that clear, productive energy, because what's going on in Minnesota is absolutely ridiculous.
Sure enough.
And we're going to review a couple of videos, and we're going to discuss these things, because there's a lot of things that need to happen over here in America that's clearly in certain parts we got to clean up some things.
Like?
Clearly, there's a lot of things going on. And the Democrats and the Republicans need to do better. They got to do better for the country. We need them to stop playing this goddamn blame game.
But Sharon,
is enough.
And see, that's the thing right there. What are, as you call them, the Democrats doing? What are they doing to disrupt the natural flow of the country? What are they doing? What are the Democrats doing other than trying to hold the Republicans responsible for millions of people losing their health care, for millions of people being fired from their job, for allowing Doge to go in and wreck the economy, for allowing Trump to blow boats out the water, for allowing Trump to run rampant, to putting armed troops, and some folks even say Proud Boys, in city streets. Which Democrat is okay with that you're talking about? Which Democrat in particular needs to do better? Point them out. Have your statistics ready to say these Democrats voted for this.
We have to work together. And this Alex, man, it's such a sad situation to see people so angry on both sides of the party.
Why? The people should be rightly angry, Sharon. Now, I know you're going to go with that this man should not be killed, but your opening statement it's negated everything that you're going to say after this. Because, again, it's not both sides. The Democrats did not disarm an unarmed Alex and then shoot him 10 times. No Democratic person is with that. The Democrats, those people that you say are on the Democratic plantation, are trying to hold ICE and folks like ICE accountable for the shit that's going on.
I don't know if I could play the whole video, but I will play up to when we start hearing the situation. I'm going to play other videos as well.
Okay, that's fair enough. Go ahead.
And we're gonna review. We're gonna hang out with each other. Make sure you hit that like and the share button. Drop a comment. Let me know that you are there. I really appreciate it.
Wait a minute. What you forget? You forget something.
Let me know if I'm coming through clear. If I sound crazy.
What else? You ain't said it yet? Oh, it ain't been 30 minutes.
Let's get into the video.
I'm glad this is kind of small, folks, but some folks can, if you want to see it in the regular way, go right ahead over to.
And as we can see, that the main problem I see already is that the fact that he is directing traffic. It's the main problem I see off the rip.
Who's directing traffic? That's the first problem you see?
The main problem I see is that the state is not regulating. They are not regulating. They're not getting the police to actually work with ICE. This is what they really actually need. They need the police officers of that state to work with the ICE agents.
Well, they can't do that because
when you got the citizens do it, it is no rhyme or reason for the things that they are doing.
No, sir. That's called protesting, Sharon. That's what that's called. That's called protesting. That is the crust of the American civilization. Protesting started with the Boston Tea Party. What the fuck you think that was, sir? That's protesting. They didn't like the way the British, no taxation without representation. So you know what them motherfuckers did? They went and so-called dumped tea in the Boston Harbor. It's called protesting. One of the things in this Constitution. What's up, HT Ball1? How you doing?
It's lawless. Who is the traffic police? Is it the citizens or is it goddamn Minneapolis? Which one is it? Because it's no reason why this man is in the streets directing traffic, telling people when and when to go.
Okay, go ahead, man.
Go. What the fuck is wrong with you?
And then so everybody's that's getting involved, which is just wild. Oh man, that's just wild to see. So the ICE officers absolutely pushing the protesters.
Okay.
Clearly the protesters are seemingly to attempt to get in the way of the officers.
No, sir. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is where people like you and folks like you create that anarchy in your stream by saying shit like that. No, those protesters was not. They were at the normal protest thing away from the officers. You clearly see the officers had to move a distance to pepper spray and push that person. No one was up with those officers. I don't give a fuck what angle you looked at it, Sharon. But this precedes to everything that you're going to say later on. That folks don't have the right to protest. It's called impeding. Isn't that what he said, H.T. Baldwin? It's impeding. See, sometimes you just got to sit back and listen to what folks are saying before you call them out on it. So I listen to you, Sharon.
It's crazy. And it is a sad moment that they went straight to pepper spraying these people straight in their face. So they pepper sprayed the lady, pushed the lady on the goddamn hard ice, and also they pepper sprayed the man already. That's wild and crazy to see. It doesn't seem like this is like a lawful protest. It seems like it's just a bunch of people that's just in the street,
Sharon,
just impeding on official business.
There you go.
And it needs to stop. It's already.
There you go right there. Impeding official business. They have the right to protest, sir. The right to peaceful assembly. That's in the Constitution. None of those folks, nowhere in any video that how many people was out there? I won't say thousands, but enough people was out there to show that the word impeding should have never came out of your mouth. Never. No one was impeding those officers from doing their job. No one.
He's shown to be very dangerous. This is a very dangerous thing. You cannot be vigilantes against the ICE. You just can't. We got to figure out a better way to protest. We got to figure out a better way for ICE to go ahead and interject themselves.
And what be the better way to protest? Sharon, you sound like them white supremacists right there. Y'all got to figure out a better way to protest. Isn't that what they told them folks in the 60s? Isn't that what they told those folks that wanted to go across the Edmund Pettus Bridge? Y'all better find a better way to protest or we gonna start busting heads. Isn't that what they told them folks in Mississippi burning? Y'all agitators better find a way to protest or some folks gonna come up missing. That warning, always pray, is the prelude to violence is coming next. Find a better way to protest. Sharon.
Into different cities.
I'm sorry, the more I hear this, the more I'm saying, this is a nigga that ain't never got out to his couch and really did shit except talk about something. You don't know nobody that was in the struggle, do you? You don't know nobody that gave up everything so your black ass could sit on there sipping coffee at 9 o'clock in the morning. I do. Find a better way to protest. While 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, your phone ringing, your house gonna get blowed up because somebody found out that you was part of the protesters, nigga. Now I'm starting to get mad.
Yeah.
People, the fuck is wrong with you? Honestly.
Okay, so now we understand that we see two different things going on. They are subduing the men and they are subduing the women. 2 ladies is over there to the left on the car. We got multiple ICE agents. There is no way at this moment. It is no way at this moment. Good day, sir. Good day to you, Otis. How you doing? It is no way at this moment these ICE agents can say that their lives is in danger. There's over 6 of them. This is wild. I can't play the whole thing. So, okay, so now they're about to unarm. Okay, and that's where it happens. That's when the craziness happens.
Okay, Sharon, before I let you answer that, let me ask you this. If you know, in fact, what you're about to say to be correct, why would you allow anyone to come up on your panel and tell you that this man shouldn't have been there? He shouldn't have been in with a firearm. He didn't have the right to impede the police. Why is this an argument after you saw what you saw with your own eyes? This, when your stream now turns into a grift. Should have been a new comment after this. Should have been a new talking point after this. But you kept on and you allowed folks to come up on the panel to talk about this man being gunned down in the street. Because this is what you said about it.
So right there, we can see that they unarmed this young man. Yeah, the ice and the roads is crazy out there, so be safe. They unarmed. They took the gun off of this man. He did have a weapon. And now for all the people that is on the other side that's trying to use because he was armed as a reason for this young man's unaliveness is just ridiculous.
So why did you continue? So why did you continue with the stream then? There's no more argument. 2 words to end that our whole argument of anyone who said this is why he had a gun, that why he had a gun, or the official bullshit that they put out that he was some kind of terrorist that was just going. Y'all notice how all those folks that went on the Sunday show, every one of them say the same thing verbatim. So that leads me to conclude one thing, that one person wrote that fucking story. Flying under the radar. I told you, I played that clip at the beginning for a reason. Stephen Miller moves in silence. The only time we hear about that man is when he blows up at somebody. He's not in the news. The only time we hear about him when somebody figured out that his wife was cheating on him or he got mad at somebody and lost his cool. He's been flying under the radar since 15, 16? Is any charges been brought up on Stephen Miller yet? Is anybody held him accountable for the shit that he's been doing behind the scenes? Do y'all think that old 79-year-old senile fat motherfucker is doing this shit by himself? He can't remember that Greenland and Iceland is 2 different countries. Y'all think he wrote that statement the other day? When she said it was, yeah, I peeked in that. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, HT Baldwin. I'm sorry. Couldn't do it. And see, there's Sharon. I'm not calling the brother out. But I see this brother there. I see this brother in your stream supporting you all the time. So for both him and I to come to the same conclusion, there's some bullshit going on. Both of us wrong.
It's absolutely insane. They disarmed this man. It is no way anybody on the right side of things can argue that this man was not unarmed, unless they're saying he had another weapon. Maybe he had a secondary weapon is the only argument they will be able to have. And they will have to prove that. Right at this moment.
Who said that? You always want to talk about the Republicans and the Democrats. Did you hear any Democrat say that? And possibly he could have had another gun. Did you hear any Democrat, Sharon, say that this man was a terrorist? Did you have any Democrat say that this man came to that place to do as much damage as he could? The damage that he was doing was in his hand, recording what those ICE agents are doing. That's the damage that he was doing to this Trump regime.
The officer pulls out his side and he gets to shoot him after he was unarmed. This is execution in broad daylight. It is no other way around that. I can't even play. I don't even want to play the rest of the video.
No need to.
That's how horrible it is. They shot him over 5 times.
No, they shot him 10 times. Now, folks will ask, so we now know, correct me if I'm wrong on this. I could be wrong on this, I'm not saying, but I do believe they said all the shots came from one gun. So why would the ICE officer need a gun that carries more than 6 rounds in it? Be careful of the AI shit out there, because someone even added an AI clip out there that supposedly showing that the round went off. And Alex, the gun that they took from Alex went off. I don't think it did, because you know why? It's concrete. Shrapnel would have been everywhere.
It is no way any Republican, Trump supporter, ICE supporter, it is no way you could support this.
Okay.
This
so,
right here.
So again, I'll ask you, Sharon, or what Sharon, or whatever they call you. Why continue? Why have naysayers come up on your platform and try and convince you that what you saw is wrong after that statement right there?
Is 100%. If it is 100% true, we see that he was unarmed. That they unarmed him, I should say. They took the gun off of him. 5 other agents around him. Five other agents around him. He's on the floor. He is pepper sprayed. They unarmed him.
And
that officer that pulled out that gun and started shooting right here is absolutely insane.
Okay, so let me. So Sharon, if you wanted to continue talk about it, why did you direct attention to those folks that says, why are y'all protecting this officer that I just saw murder a man in cold blood? Why are we not able to see who this man is? Why did it take us 4 days for us to hear that this man all of a sudden, instead of going to work, wasn't put on administrative leave immediately, suspended without pay immediately? Why is his face not plastered all over the internet, knowing what we know? Sharon?
This angle right here is 100% proof, in my opinion. And anybody can see something else. If somebody sees something differently than ICE agent shooting an unarmed man, we gotta be living in 2 parallel universes.
Well, I guess we're living in 2 parallel universes. Of course, I'm not going to go through the
end. We have to be, because
of course we have to be, because the 2 parallel universes was on this 7-hour stream, 7-hour and however long stream that you had. You was living in a parallel universe, because there was some folks up on your panel on this particular stream that was trying to justify what the ICE officers was doing. There was a lady up that came up on this and said, I love Trump. It's my president. Why didn't your cousin drop out the clouds and say, so you love a known PDF? You love a guy that knew that built millions and millions of people out of Trump University, to where they went to school for 4 years and paid them thousands of dollars and they got nothing for it? No accreditation, no nothing. But you love Donald Trump, huh? The man that bombed, that's been bombing countries over 200 sometimes, that said that he would not take this country to another new war. You love Donald Trump, huh, Sharon? Why didn't you answer that chick that way? Why didn't Brownsville pull out his cape? Look, up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's Brownsville. Strange visitor from another planet that always come to Sharon Bracey's platform trying to tell motherfuckers to do better. Brownsville, who could change the course of mighty rivers, bend steel with his bare motherfucking hands. And who disguised with a poo shiesty mask on fights the never-ending truth, justice, in the American way. Now let's return to the adventures of Sharon Bracey.
Once you take that weapon off of his, and by the way, the man had a legal firearm. This wasn't like he was just trying to hide it. He had a legal firearm. This is a concealed and carry state.
No screaming.
This was 100% an execution. And now this is going to give them, so now the problem is now they're going to use this situation and say that every ICE situation was like this.
There we go.
That's
what Big J at? He always say something, shame, blame, and explain. That's what you're doing right now, Sharon. You didn't do too much shaming, But you about to blame the American public.
That's the dumbest thing you could have said. What are you, an idiot?
That's the issue that's going to be a problem. I don't even want to show the rest of this video because that is just ridiculous. Good day, Shicey Bum. It is absolutely insane. But I got more videos to show. I don't want to show this young man because it seemed like he was a solid young man, besides getting caught up in the hype of all this protests and believing that he's doing the right thing for his people and his city. And this is the problem that I have with Tim Walz. I have a huge problem with Tim Walz because you are making people believe that they are doing the right thing by being outside and impeding on ICE situations.
Well, Sharon, if you have a problem with Tim Walz, you have a problem with the founding fathers of the United States of America, because that's what they did. They rallied all the 13 new colonies to say enough is enough. We're going to band together and we're going to put down this tyranny. Enough is enough on slavery. We're going to band together. We, the northern states, and we, the states that want to ban slavery. We willing to kill motherfuckers over keeping slavery or abolishing slavery. Go be mad at the founding fathers when you talk about being mad at the general, the most basic principle of the founding of this nation. Protests. Protests even damn near preceded slavery.
Impeding on law enforcement. I have a problem with that. Bubba homeschool. That's crazy to Bubba. That is wild, man. I don't know about that, Bubba. That is crazy.
Well, HT Ball one. See, when you're a channel holder, and you, as what they say, you can create any narrative that you want. You're not going to bring up something that's going to completely discredit everything you're saying, because it would be quite easy to just pull up any video to discredit what Sharon is saying. It's quite easy. Like I said, this was a 7-hour stream full of bullshit. Niggas talking shit that they don't know. The core principle of the United States of America, Sharon Bracey, is protests. Show me 1 century since the founding fathers came into existence with that idea, direct Declaration of Independence. That is a document of protest, sir. The Star-Spangled Banner is a document of protest, sir. I wish I was in Dixie away. That's a protest song.
That is crazy to me, Bubba. I ain't gonna lie to you. I believe sometimes this country loves to argue more than it loves to solve anything. I'm starting to really believe that.
Okay, let's move on here. Let me see where you're at here. Let me move on. Here we go.
And see, this is a problem when you have civilians following other civilians, thinking that they are ICE and thinking that they have the right to just follow people. You're gonna get yourself hurt, man. Listen, you're gonna get people hurt in these goddamn streets. You cannot be following people for an hour without somebody pulling out a thing and blaming you. You are in a concealed carry state. You are creating a situation where people are turning themselves into unofficial ICE.
So ICE is not doing it, huh, Sharon? The people are turning their streets into war zones by wondering what the fuck is ICE doing here. who is ICE after today? What innocent child is ICE going to put in handcuffs? Tell me it hasn't happened. Tell me that the ICE did not lure a 5-year-old child out of their house so they could get at their daddy. Tell me that didn't happen. So you wonder why people are going around following ICE. This is one of the reasons. You got to know what these folks are up against. Because I guarantee if it was in your neighborhood, you would be doing the same thing. These people out there sometimes braving frigid temperatures to get ICE out of their neighborhoods, from ICE doing middle of the night raids. I told you before, go read the book of the Diary of Anne Frank. Maybe you'll get an idea, but since y'all don't think that this shit can't happen anywhere but over there in Germany, the same shit is happening right now. Inglourious Basterds, since y'all like movies, go watch Inglourious Basterds. See what they did to Shoshana and her family when they was hiding some folks down in the basement. Come on, man.
Agents are unofficial anti-ICE agents. This is a real problem.
We're just letting them know, and they.
Not in a nice vehicle, right?
No. Right.
Right. Get in your truck and get the fuck out. Why?
Again, not even in an ICE vehicle, Sharon. You hear that clear as day. And the reason why you hear it, because someone, just like Sock Passe said, how you doing, Sock Passe? ICE need to be recorded at all time, because we can see when shit happens, a whole different narrative comes out. That's exactly what happened. Papers, please. It's not the civilians disrupting their way of living. It's these folks run around in unmarked vehicles, mask on, just jumping out on folks. But I have yet to hear you say anything about that. Now, I might have skipped it. You gave credit where credit dues, that there's no one that should be saying that ICE did not kill that man in the street. But now here, you're trying to justify ICE's presence by saying it's the people's fault. It is not. I've said this to myself quietly out loud. You're not the sharpest knife in the drawer, Sharon. You're just popular. Charisma in the wrong hands is a dangerous motherfucker.
Because you need to go. Confirmed ICE. Get the fuck out.
Confirmed ICE through who? We're American citizens. We're not ICE.
Send the people that you're abducting. Get out. Please go.
Because they've been following us for over an hour.
Why are you guys here? What are you here doing? Where do you live? Where are you from?
Look at the citizens. Look at the citizens. This is yo. This is wild. This is why Tim Walz and the Democrats got to get a hold of this.
Okay, suppose this was Paul Revere's, and one of the things that they teach you in high school, the midnight ride of Paul Revere. The British are coming. The British are coming. I guess Paul Revere and the other guy that went the other direction, because actually, if you know history, it was not Paul Revere that said the British was coming. Who did that, Sharon? It was the black guy on the horse that history completely wiped away. The citizens have a right to want to know why the police are out in their neighborhood in such a strong presence. They have the right to know that.
Because this is just wild. You have citizens questioning other citizens, anti-ICE agents, trying to tell other citizens to prove that they are not ICE agents. This is crazy.
Of course. Why would that be crazy, Sharon? If you decide to look at the screen, or if you decide to drop out the clouds, or you're trying to review this, I want you to look at that comment that's on the screen right now. Family was there in Berlin in 1933, and it wasn't just the Jews, it was anybody that did not submit. And that's exactly what ICE is doing. Is anyone, they attack anyone that does not submit to their realm. So we as citizens have a right to be out there. And because we're not submitting, we're being shot, pepper sprayed, or hauled off into jail. Or deported.
Anybody that's on the Democratic side, you have to speak up about this part as well. And say, hey, you a goddamn citizen. Sit your ass in the car. Stop trying to follow and impede on ICE official business. You're going to get yourself hurt. If you keep following the wrong person, somebody going to put a hot one in your ass.
Public property. What are you talking about?
No worries there, James.
That car right there?
Yeah, this truck. And they're saying we're popping up in an ICE database.
Well, then you're in it. We're not ICE.
So now, this is why we are saying, hey, look, this look like it might be a democratic situation. They are pushing their citizens to go ahead and chase ICE agents. Now, how are you going to say that? Is this public knowledge that, hey, you just run a license plate?
Hey, let me ask you something, Sharon. This has nothing to do with the Democrats. The Democrats are strongly do not want ICE in neighborhoods. You hear that from damn near any Democrat. You might hear from 3 or 4 saying, yeah, we need stronger borders and all that. But damn near any Democrat that you would talk to. Matter of fact, I had one on yesterday that said what ICE is doing is illegal. The only people that's saying what the ICE is doing is correct is folks like you, Fox News, and some of the folks on your panel. Because what ICE is doing is illegal. The folk with the citizens, as long as they're not, I'm going to use your word, impeding lawful actions by ICE, they can film them from anywhere they want to, as long as they're not, use your word, impeding.
How do you have the ability to just run a license plate? Can I just go ahead and type in any license plate and it's going to run? It's going to say, hey, ICE agent, NYPD, NYPD, LAPD. You're not like me.
Listen, Miss Jalen, listen, you're not the only one that's called that out. I'm sorry to say, but you're not the only one that says there's a little bit of some double talk going on. You know, I'm not gonna get into that, but you know what I mean.
I want to know, Detroit Coalition.
What's the database?
Get the fuck out of here, though. Do we look like ICE? No. No ICE. Nothing on me. Prove it. We're not ICE. I don't know what it is. Let me see your IDs of where you live.
No, they.
That man said, let me see the IDs of where you live.
What he should, okay. Was the man, the only part he shouldn't have put of that is this: if you are out there conducting any kind of business, let me see who you are. Sharon, that don't sound familiar to you? Let me see your ID. Where you going, sir? Let me see your ID. That don't sound familiar to you? You know why? Because you've probably never been put in that situation. Because if you had, you would have said, damn, that sounds familiar. You could have called them out on that. But then as a citizen, you're suspect of being someplace. I know who lives in my community. So if I see a strange person walking down my road, I want to know who this. Hey, who are you? You lost? I'm not going to go out and confront them. I'm going to be friendly about it. But in this case, these folks have no reason to be friendly. Everybody in their community is suspect, sir. Especially if it's a new face. You're suspect. These folks have every right to treat everyone as hostile, especially if you don't know them.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
Oh, nigga, please.
That man, the anti-ICE agent that got his badge from Tim Walz to be out there in the streets chasing down license plates. Like, he has more right than the ICE agent. That's number one. But now he's pulling over. They are pulling over citizens and asking them for their ID to prove that they are not ICE agents. This is the wildest
No, they
I've
didn't.
ever seen
No,
in my life.
Sharon. No, Sharon.
Democrats,
They didn't pull anybody over. They saw someone walking. They asked him, identify yourself. They didn't pull that man over. He was out walking. Who are you? Are you kidding me, Sharon, right now? Please tell me you are.
and the Republicans need to get their ish together. What up, Chaotic Truth? Good day to you, sir. And do like Chaotic Truth says, hit the like and the share button if you can. It's not a big deal. Let's get independent citizen journalism out there in the world. I ain't funded by no side. Shit. I also seen this video as well, which I thought was real interesting as well.
By the Hilton at St. Paul, and a huge group of protesters are trying to enter.
Hold on. Let me pull it up. This is again.
Right, Sockbox say if you saw a suspicious vehicle drive up in your neighborhood, wouldn't you be concerned if you lived in, dare I say, in a gated community, and you see a suspicious vehicle just circling around? Wouldn't you be concerned? What you here for? Who you looking for?
Again, this is just wild. The Democrats need to get a hold of this situation.
Reporting for the Daily Caller, I'm at this Home 2 Suites by the Hilton at St. Paul, and a huge group of protesters are trying to enter that hotel. They believe ICE agents are staying there. Check out the scene here. They kind of barricaded the roads. I don't see any local law enforcement on the scene, but take a look at this.
It's all sleep deprivation. That's what it's called, Sharon. We're gonna make enough noise that you won't be comfortable living here. You won't be comfortable staying here. It's called sleep deprivation. If I'm not mistaken, I do believe this is where Don Lemon got into trouble at. Well, you know, they try to say that he was trouble, but it's what it's called. It's like you're not going to come up and take residence in our neighborhood, get some sleep, and then come out and harass us some more. I'd be there blowing horns, banging drums, and all that, everything. Yeah, you won't get no sleep here. And you're absolutely right, Sockpaw say there's been too many instances now of folks going to Amazon, ordering these things, just putting on eating masks and stopping people, robbing people under the guise that they are ICE. How come you're not mentioning any of this, Sharon? Read the caption, Sharon. Now, James says, it's really not like Germany 1930. It's like Native Americans in 1885. The federal government has done this before, and he's absolutely right. It's called the Trail of Tears there, James, which is more famous. But you're absolutely right. You remember the song it used to have, if you grew up in the 70s and the 80s, you remember Burl Ives? This land is your land. This land is my land. No, that was a song that was made up when they was robbing the Indians of their land.
Stay tuned for updates. We'll see if authorities move in to make arrests, but as of right now, we don't see any. Yeah, both roads right here are barricaded, and they're already. I see some graffiti on the windows. Some windows are actually smashed. Take a look at this.
No. Now that part I don't agree with. And make as much noise as you want, but don't damage property. That gives the police a provocation and enough to arrest anyone that's there. They don't know you're not the one that didn't throw the brick. So you give them provocation by coming into your fold. So if you break a window, all bets are off. If you break a police car, all bets are off. But you can make as much noise as you want. There's a right way to protest in some cases, and then there's a wrong way to protest. Breaking windows to prove a point, especially when you're not being abducted, is the wrong way. Just my opinion on that.
So stay tuned for updates here from St. Paul.
I'm sorry, but ain't no justifying that.
Hey, give up your rights. They saying don't go out there and crash out with these people who doing crazy shit at protests. Don't do this.
No,
I agree with that.
I think that's the deeper sentiment though, Taz. That's not what's being heard. Because again, what's being heard mostly is niggas sit out of this. This ain't got nothing to do with us. Chill the fuck out, my beautiful black people. And I feel it to a certain extent, but I also find the ignorance if we just, cause we just saying let's sit back and ignore, like,
but that's
it's not gonna get no better, bro. That's all I'm pointing.
You folks act like you can just, we as black people can just sit back and ignore this. You can't sit back. You might be able to sit back, but you can't ignore it. You might not be out there in the streets, but you cannot ignore what's going on in this country. Like it or not, you cannot ignore the fact that ICE might be in your neighborhood. You can't not ignore that the fact that Donald Trump tore down the east wing of the White House. You cannot ignore the fact that something that we know that we hold as prestigious to all us. Kennedy, the Kennedy honors. This nigga wanted to put his name on it. He wanted to change the Gulf of Mexico back to the Gulf of America. It never was the Gulf of America. And really, if you look at history, the Gulf of Mexico is named for what it is, because without the Louisiana Purchase, it would still be the Gulf of Mexico.
I just disagree. That's a different. Sit back and ignore it is a different statement than don't get involved with their protests. I think that's a different statement. You can literally still go against this by, voting and doing what you do on your end, but they say don't go to the streets. And I agree with that.
100%.
I agree with you, guys. Because that one black guy that was in the middle that was jumping out the window for that guy that was a whole racist, he was looking crazy in that protest.
In fact, Uda, I don't understand why you protected him. He came there for some shit. Let him get what he asked for. Did y'all see that? Well, I forgot his last name. But while he was getting his ass plummeted, some black guy covered up for him and said, hey, don't beat his ass. Shit, he came there for an ass whipping. Let him have it.
That's that one black guy, bro. After that man was so racist to everybody, bro. It was looking crazy, bro.
Ridiculous. Let me welcome into the show. Finally, Jay get to give her opinion, and then we got Bombcherry Juice right after. Welcome to the show, Jay. Good day. How you doing?
What's up?
Good day to you.
Hey.
What's your thoughts?
What up?
Well, has ICE been caught in a black neighborhood yet?
Damn. According to KT, I'm pretty sure yes, but not really.
Not really.
Africans running by me in New York one day.
I would argue yes.
I see that.
Is Chicago not a black neighborhood? Can't get much blacker than Chi-Town.
African run by me.
Oh, they definitely have. I mean, keep in mind.
Is Los Angeles not a predominantly black and Hispanic neighborhood? What the fuck you mean?
And for example, right quick, in Chicago, when they moved those immigrants in, they moved them into communities where black people live. So they absolutely are in communities where black people live. Now, just outright black communities, no. But they're in communities where black people live for sure.
Yes, absolutely, Taz.
Oh, okay. So, anybody get shot dead yet by ICE in those
ma'am.
In which that's not
again.
even
When
that
you folks
case
come
is
up,
to me.
you folks come up here trying to be so anti this and so anti that and so black power this. Yeah, Keith Porter did get shot New Year's Eve, for firing off his rifle or his gun. An off-duty ICE officer gunned that man down in cold blood. Didn't hear anything from the news about that. That's why you didn't know. You're too busy up on it. This might be Risky's panel. Go sit your ass down somewhere. Fuck up out of here. Nobody catches a break on this panel. Nobody coming up here asking a dumbass question like that. Did you do your homework? Keith Porter Jr. got shot. And this guy that shot him wasn't on duty. Fuck up out of here. I'm gonna start treating y'all women on these panels just like these niggas treat y'all.
Needs to be separated from an ICE investigation where they going out and getting some person who's taking advantage of children or something. That's somebody who was at home and some ICE agent came out of his house. That's a whole different situation than an ICE investigation.
And they killed him though, and they used ICE, him working for ICE, as a reason for it's being okay.
No. That's not what they're using it for. I think people are trying to use him as an ICE agent to move the argument that ICE is doing some wrong things. That's what is happening.
Okay, that's not true. This ICE duty was this ICE agent was off duty, Sharon. The fuck, man? He shouldn't have killed that man, regardless. Why didn't you just wait until the local police to come there? Let the local police handle it. An off-duty ICE agent is not a civilian, Sharon. He's just off duty. He's still held to the same standard. You just can't go around shooting people. Y'all a bunch of fucking clowns, man. That's your justification for that man unaliving Mr. Porter. Y'all listen to this shit.
Dude, that was an off-duty federal agent that possibly misused, or he used it correctly. Hopefully we get some more information about it, because all we have is the officer's what he's encountered. We don't have the
now I'll ask you, Sharon, given what you saw on camera happen, fuck Miss Good, sorry, I don't mean it that way. I don't mean the way Anton said it. Let's take her out of the equation. What we saw happen to that young man, do you think that they're going to give us some good information? Do you think you're going to get valuable information that says the ICE officer off duty, although he was in the performance of his duty, did the right thing? Do you think that's going to come from Christy Nome? Do you think that's going to come from Cash Patel? You got to be fucking kidding me with this, man. But look, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 little Indians on this panel. And there's only going to be really 2 of them. Well, 3. I'll give it back. Because Uda does give a little pushback. My man gives a little pushback. Taz gives a little pushback. But we're going to get to a part later on where Bombcherry really gives Sharon some pushback, so much so that this nigga is flustered from being wrong.
Position to that at the moment, but we can't use that as saying that this is a ICE investigation or an ICE situation. That this doesn't have anything to actually do with ICE. That was an individual that is a ICE agent, and he was off duty.
Okay, so if that's the case, then Sharon, why he in jail? Why isn't he in jail pending investigation if he was acting in civilian capacity? Because if he was acting in the civilian capacity, he should have been locked up that night.
And they protected him like he was an ICE agent. That's what I'm saying.
Are they giving him immunity, trying to give him immunity under him being an ICE agent, though?
No, they trying to. No. We cannot. Hold on. We cannot confuse those things, right? If the man is telling the truth at the moment, all we got is that man's understanding of the situation. Nobody's going to say any officer that gets a assault rifle pointed at him, they're going to feel like he has the right to
see,
shoot
there you go. There you go, Sharon, putting out a narrative. No one, where did you get that from? Who told you that man pointed a rifle at him? Who told you that? Where did you get that information, Sharon? Show me where you see, other than them right-wing media talking points, that man pointed. You just said we don't know, but then you just said with uncertainty that no officer is going to have a rifle pointed at them and not react. Get the fuck up out of here, man. Go put some more Vaseline on your lips or something. God damn.
So we gotta make sure we gotta make sure we say correct.
Yeah, you making up the story. I didn't even know the story, but some of us did know the story.
That's the story, though. That is
the story. One on the ICE agent portion is claiming that he pointed the gun at him, but everybody else, the story is he was shooting in the air, right, to celebrate like people do. And then a guy and an ICE agent ran out there and tackled him.
Right.
And now y'all saying that he claimed that he was pointing the gun at him. Which one was it? Was he pointing it in the air or was he pointing it at him?
The ICE agent gonna claim he was pointed at him.
Correct.
Yes. And the ICE agent make that claim, but that don't mean that's necessarily true. But because he's an ICE agent,
I agree. But I agree, which is why that needs to be separated from all these other people.
No, you cannot. No,
I agree.
No. He's using the ICE agent, the agency of whatever, with the Department of Homeland Security, as his shield. So how can you separate it, Taz? He's using them to protect them. If not, he would have been in custody that night by the local police. I guarantee at some point in time, he told them police that anyone else who showed up to investigate that, I'm with ICE. Y'all kidding me, man?
Just the same. These ICE agents are lying, making up stories.
You undermine his story, which I know black people now are all lives matter, but I'm not. I'm watching his story be undermined because you putting people in it that are fucking with ICE versus somebody who wasn't bothering ICE.
If you're saying it like that, Taz, I get what you're saying. Talk about it in two different instances. I get what you're saying now, so I stand corrected on that.
Wasn't doing nothing to nobody, and some Rambo ICE agent ran down on him. That's a different story.
I get it, Taz. You are correct.
No,
sir.
but yeah, but the thing that they equaling it the same as the ICE agent. You're right. That man wasn't out there messing with nobody, protesting or nothing. But what make it similar is the ICE agent themselves. They're saying, oh, he's an ICE agent, so he has the right to shoot him. And then he said, oh, he had a gun. So most people are like, oh, he shouldn't have had a gun.
Well, he shouldn't have had the gun, and he shouldn't be shooting in the air. That's for sure.
Why not?
Well, I mean, but that don't mean that he should get killed. And that is
where black people. I guarantee you, I'm older than you. And for years, I can remember as a kid, my pop taking, my grandfather, my uncle, my pop, my oldest brother taking that Remington shotgun, standing out in either the backyard or the side yard and letting off a couple rounds right at midnight. Whole lot cheaper than going out and buying a whole lot of fucking fireworks. Hey, y'all watch this. Boom, boom, boom. Get your ass back in the house. It's too cold out here. That's the only thing. As a matter of fact, he shouldn't have got killed.
Or messing up, right? Because it don't matter what you should and shouldn't be doing if it doesn't equate getting murdered for it.
Get him, Bomb.
And that's what y'all doing. Like the whole, I was trying to sleep. I'm listening to y'all, right? We have a right to follow police if we want to. I don't know why you think we don't. But in America, we have a right to protest them.
Get them,
we have a right to hold our signs and even make fun of them and yell at them.
But
so the problem is that y'all conflating what these people are doing by blowing whistles, blocking traffic.
Yes, you can blow a whistle.
That is not protesting.
Yes, blowing whistles. Y'all don't know what protesting is.
No, protesting.
Civil rights.
Hold on.
You can blow whistles.
No, protesting is a very specific thing.
What?
You cannot say
what is protesting? Whistles, bells, everything. Standing in line, marching, sit-ins. Protesting comes in many forms. The Montgomery boycott was a protest. Y'all was just calling for a boycott the other day. That is a form of a protest. You cannot, Sharon Bracy, in your lifetime call this ever. Don't you ever use the word "I'm smart" again and fuck around with somebody like me. Because to be quite honest with you, Sharon, I was listening to the day and I was about to come up on your panel, but you know what? I wasn't ready for them niggas that was up there that was going to try and protect you. I wasn't ready for Brownsville to come out, peace and love. Let me take off my shoes and say hello to the queens. Let's not forget that shit is played the fuck out. Hold it, that's played out. Don't you give me all that jive about shit you've been saying since I was alive. Come up with something new. Even as a radio personality, I change my sweepers from time to time. The fuck? No breaks today, fellas. No breaks. Rude up, are you in the closet? You call Brownsville? Did you call him yet? You called him the last time I was talking about him. Did you call him yet?
People impeding on investigations is protesting. We cannot put those into the same.
Blowing the whistle is not impeding on the investigation. You have a right to.
I would argue it is.
Well, I know y'all can make an argument, but y'all would lose because it doesn't make sense.
So I need some black people to prove it, because I know what obstruction of justice is. And when that officer says, hey, you're interfering with my investigation, somebody going to jail.
No, but interference is actual act. Just because I'm making
this is the problem that I have with some of y'all folks. Okay, whether you bent the law or whatever, or sometime or whatever, you just said it yourself, so it's obvious you put yourself in that situation. But if I'm at least 30 feet away from any police activity, I am not impeding their investigation. If I'm across the street to where the police are sleeping at, if I stand across the street and film the police department, I am not impeding anything that the police department does. Nothing. The only leg that y'all have to stand on is the impeding part, is when they block the access of leaving and coming that hotel. Why do you need black people to show you that, Taz? The fuck?
Making noise don't mean I'm interfering.
Okay, so hold on. So Bombcherry. So you saying if you were just on your corner, you picked me, Go, and everybody on this panel. We chose a corner and we picked the corner. We say honk your horn. We blowing whistles. That is not interfering. But when you follow officers, law enforcement, and you are literally making noise so everybody that is possibly in trouble to flee, that is impeding. You are blocking traffic.
Listen, that is the.
So. All those folks that was at January 6th, all of them lived in D.C., huh? All of them lived on the White House grounds, huh, Sharon? That's all I got to say about that. They was on their block when they stormed the Capitol that day, huh?
First Amendment right. Listen.
No, it's not.
This has already been argued with the Supreme Court.
So, Sharon, you can sit up on a panel that you've been doing, all of 2 years now and argue the fucking Constitution. All of a sudden, you're a constitutionalist. The First Amendment does not come with a set of, you can't do this. It says plainly, you have the right to peaceful protest. It doesn't say you can't bring bells or whistles or curse or yell or scream at the police. It says you have the right. Filming isn't impeding either, is it? Pure Butterfly, how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome in. Isn't impeding, is it? So why you keep throwing up this word impeding? I can film the police, and then, as a matter of fact, I pay the police. The police actually work for me. I pay ICE because they are accepting a government check. I pay taxes like you. So I have the right as a government citizen to see what my fucking employees are doing. Since I got to break it down that way to you dumbass niggas.
Did you know that police used to say If you driving down the highway and you see a police and you know flashing your highlights, they tried to criminalize that. They were saying that people was telling other people that the police was on the way, and that went to the Supreme Court. You can absolutely follow the police, and on the other side, I can put on my high beams to warn people police is on the way.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's fine. We talking about the problem is we complain too many things. That's fine. I'm glad that we could put on high beams to say that it's a police officer in the bushes waiting to give you a speeder ticket. That's fine. That's not a police investigation.
Yes, that is a police investigation.
So Sharon, do you Sharon, do you feel
Hey Sharon, if it's not an active police investigation, what the fuck is it, sir? If the police put out a roadblock, that is an investigation. They're investigating everybody who turns on that particular street. Are you doing the speed limit? And if you're not, then I'm going to stop you. I gave him 30 feet, Pure Butterfly. I gave him 30 feet. So no matter how you look at it, and here in South Carolina, I know that's the thing to do. I don't know. I don't have a, what do you call one of them things that you can mark the speed of somebody. So I'm just doing that as a courtesy. When I see somebody, and I know I just passed the police off in the cut. Hey, if you're speeding, slow it down. There's a police up there. You're not impeding his investigation because you're not physically in the way of that police officer. You're not stopping him. He's still able to determine whether you're speeding or not. And because if you were, because I flashed my lights a mile ahead of you, hey, somewhere in this next mile, there's the police. How am I impeding his investigation? Answer that question, Sharon.
How are they doing?
Hold on. That is not an investigation.
Yes, that's what they call an investigation. They tried to claim that.
So the people that so the highway patrol that is sitting on the road waiting for somebody to speed down the street, who are they investigating?
They're investigating drivers on the highway. They're looking for the speeders, the traffickers.
So the difference. All right. So now the difference.
Let me tell y'all something. I didn't listen to this entire stream. I skipped around from time to time, or I came back from time to time. I didn't come on this part. I didn't know Bomb was going to say that, but didn't she just say what I just said?
Is that ICE is going after a certain individual. They are investigating on a person.
No, but they're not
just if that were the case, Sharon, then there wouldn't be all this anarchy going on the streets of ICE just stopping anyone. If they had an arrest warrant for anyone, why are you just pulling folks over on the street saying, hey, let me, basically like my man James said, let me see your papers. That's what they're filming. Because ICE is on the move. So the protesters are going to be on the move too, sir.
We are not talking about traffic law of people doing 100 miles an hour. That's literally doing 100 miles an hour is not the same as ICE investigating possible criminal activity.
Bring it to 100 miles an hour. Listen, the Supreme Court, we have rights in this country.
Yeah.
If I want to follow the police, these ICE people are going door to door, and they don't know who live at these doors.
Hold on, please.
Okay. They're not going door to door.
I want us to go down a timeline of what we actually talking about, because we cannot add traffic violations as into what's happening with ICE. Can we not do that?
Yeah, we actually can. We're talking about the First Amendment, Second Amendment, Fourth Amendment, like we could go on and on.
Get him, Bob.
Okay, so what you said, Uda?
They're saying, like, okay, as far as protesting and blowing the whistles and all these things, right? Is this thing normal? Can we do it? What kind of protesting is protesting? They said yes. Making noise like blowing whistles, shouting, and alerting others is a form of protest and communications. In many protests, especially like the ones that respond to police or enforcement activity, people use vocal or noise to make noise-making tactics to alert others, to encourage people to gather or watch, or signal urgency or solidarity. They said these actions fall protected under speech and symbolic expression in the U.S. as long as they're peaceful, though. So you do have a right. You could blow whistles and stuff like that. As
now,
long
who makes the decision? Who makes the decision?
On the ICE agent. ICE agent. years.
No, the ICE agent don't make the decision. The law makes the decision.
So Taz, what you're saying is the ICE agent, even though what he just read to you, which basically what you said, that the ICE agent is making a decision to take the Constitution to tell these folks, because you blowing that whistle, you are breaking the law. Did y'all just hear that? Who makes a decision? As long as they are peacefully protesting, the ICE agent can't do shit. If they're out there blowing bells and whistles from 15 feet away, the ICE agents can't do shit. Taz, that's part of your protected speech under the Constitution, which y'all seem to not want to adhere to.
The Supreme Court make the decision. Yes, they can kill you, but then
think that?
No, I know that. I know that.
They said you can record. Look what they said. This is what's permitted. Hold up, go. They said this is what permitted. They said peacefully blowing whistles, alerting people about the presence of law enforcement is protected. Recording or observing law enforcement activity, peacefully assembling and chanting under the First Amendment, speech, noise, symbolic action, and all of those things are protected under there too as well. So you could, in some way, follow in some way, but to the degree, I don't know. It's, like Goat said, it's still up to them to judge it.
No, it's not up to them.
You said it was up to them when he asked, but he's
all right. So okay, Uda and Goat. Any of y'all say it's up to the police? What is free speech? Turn to the Constitution. That's it. That's your answer. That is it. Nothing more, nothing less. It's not up to the police to determine how someone can protest, as long as they're not physically touching those police. They can hold up signs. They can blow bells and whistles. They can spin their tires in the middle of the street. They can turn up loud music. It's called sleep deprivation. That's probably what they were doing to those sleeping officers that were trying to get some rest in that hotel. That is a form of protest for them.
Hold on. Here's the key part. Does it say that you can follow law enforcement on investigation?
Yes, it does.
They said physically blocking ICE or other agents from doing lawful duties not permitted, touching or preventing an officer from carrying out an arrest, obstruction or physically interfering with enforcement operations, or encouraging or participating in violent acts or property damage. Then they can go
right. And again,
you could follow them. You cannot put your hands on them, just like they should be putting their hands on us. But all that other stuff y'all was talking about, yes,
it's no fine line.
Follow them from house to house.
Absolutely
and
not.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Most definitely. And people doing it. We're watching them do it.
Yes,
Civil rights, they did it.
No, absolutely. You're gonna push people to getting themselves hurt. Go ahead, go.
Because my issue is, like, I think there's a level of where Bomb is correct, but she's not willing to concede that they determine now when you're interfering.
No, just because they're determined that don't make the police department legal, Ted. Why should Bomb concede her rights? That's basically what you just asked her. Bomb, you're right. But because the police are out there now, because ICE is in the street, you should be ready to concede that your First Amendment right don't mean shit. Bomb, and anybody else.
Though. It's up to them to say when you're interfering. You can legally follow them at the safe distance and blah, 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 and recording all of this shit. But once they say you're impeding, now you got to fight a case.
So back up. Back up. So what's wrong? The ICE officer and the police officers, one of their main jobs, one of the main words that you'll find in their bylaws is de-escalation. Telling someone to back up, you're too close, is de-escalating the situation, Taz. Not charging into the crowd with pepper spray and pushing folks to the ground.
Case, but that doesn't make that case legal and right. So
exactly.
So we're basically saying
hey Taz, look at this on the screen. Just answer this question, what Sock Passe just said. So ICE can pick and choose when our rights matter. That's basically what you said. I'm not taking it what you said that way because I am, but you now see people that's in the audience is asking you that same question. So it's up to ICE when they deem it. Although you just said out your own mouth, if you're following from a safe distance, ICE can turn around and say, I'm going to arrest you because you're following me. Get the fuck out of here.
can lie on you, which we know they can, right?
Right, I'm
So
starting.
yeah, I can see that they can
finishing
lie
there.
on you. You can have a case, but based on the law, I would get out of it. I have to fight a case.
But if we know they lie and if we know they misrepresent things, why put ourselves in harm's way is what I'm saying. Because telling people,
because Taz, it's the American way. That's why, sir. It's the American way. Americans that if this country is so this thing called patriotism is so inbred in some people that they will put themselves in harm's way. This is why you and I got into the first initial disagreement, because you said those black men that served in the military were busters. Not busters, but you used worse words. Broken men. You remember that conversation? That's when I first became aware of you. And damn near if you didn't say the same thing now. I told y'all in the beginning, I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. Do I rock with you, Taz? Sure do. But in this case, sir, you're 100% wrong. The ICE agents cannot determine which laws they're going to uphold. ICE agents cannot determine the legality of the Constitution. That's what they got the fucking courts for.
people that they can follow them implies that they can't do anything about it. And I'm saying they can. They can do a lot.
Yeah, they could kill people like they're doing, but it's illegal for them to do it, right? So, but no, so I'm not saying telling people to go out there or not go out there. Y'all, y'all the ones who's saying ICE is right because the people who are following them or out there are wrong, and that's wrong. The people who are out there are flexing their right, their constitutional right to be heard and to protest, and they're not doing anything wrong. The people doing something wrong is the ones who going door to door with no warrant, right? Or this fake now warrant that they've been having for a year, which proved they've been just going door to door without the right paperwork. That's what people have been complaining about. That's why people are protesting.
So just so we clear though, I'm not saying they right because I don't think they have those protections yet. I think they're going to get those.
Okay, well, Taz, well, what's your argument? 5 minutes ago, you were saying they were right. But now maybe because maybe your sense of reasoning kicked in and saying, you know what, Mom is right. In this case, she's absolutely right. Why? Because she labeled kicking indoors? Or maybe it related to some part that, well, you'll see.
Protections before too long. I just don't think right now they have in place what they need to be protected when they're doing all of this shit. And Trump is going to protect them, and the citizens are helping usher that in.
No, sir.
No, okay. So you saying that I'm right? So you saying that they don't have that right, but you're saying that based on what's happening, they will get that right. But
they're going to get that right. Yes.
That's not what the past has shown us, right? There we have actual law that goes above all other laws, all other policies. That's the Constitution laws, right? Our constitutional rights. So that is what's going to prevent them from doing what you say. But then again, we are with a group of people who are illegal. Trump gonna do what the hell he want. He gonna the laws.
But wait, protecting law enforcement doesn't go against the Constitution, though. I'm saying ICE does not have law enforcement protection right now. They don't have it. They got federal protections, but they go in these local municipalities. They don't have the protections that Trump would like them to have. They're going to
because Trump want them to control everything, but they do have protections. In fact, federal government have protections all over this country in all states.
Thank you, Bomb. There wasn't even no real reason for me to argue that point. The mere fact that those federal officers are in these different states, somebody's sending them there, Taz. They just didn't pop up there overnight. Of course they have some kind of protection. Or those 3 officers that right now that murdered those 3 citizens would be in jail if they didn't have any protections. Come on, Taz. I know you better than this, man. Is it? You know what I think it is, folks? Sometimes the idea of being wrong hurts a whole lot of folks' feelings. So instead of being wrong, you'll find a reason to think that you're right about something. In this case, Taz, as much as I agree with you in some of the shit that you say, there's no way in hell that you can present a legal argument or a half-witted argument of what Bomb is saying right now. Basically, you're telling folks that ICE has the power to strip you of your constitutional rights when they want to. And then saying that they have no legal authority to do it. Who the fuck is sending them there? Who is sending them door to door, Taz? Who's allowing ICE to run rampant in the streets but the federal government? The states are trying to get rid of them.
They supposed to be the supreme policeman. The federal.
Let me give you an example though, right? So they can't conduct the traffic stop. They're not legally allowed to conduct traffic stops on citizens just for no reason. But a citizen can block them. But that citizen blocking them impedes their investigation, and so now they can't.
In that case, it does, Taz. You heard several people read what you can and can't do as a protest. And you even heard me say it earlier. If you are blocking the interests of those officers coming in and out of that hotel parking lot, then you are impeding them. You are right about that part. Yes. And that is part of you what you can't do as far as protesting. So you're right there.
Can do something about it. But there's a lot of inner workings between all of this that can be eliminated with immunity. Since I just don't like the idea of let's keep pushing them to see if they're gonna fold or if Trump gonna do more. I don't like the odds of that. We're pushing the envelope by saying go protest.
Well, okay, that's the idea of protesting, to push the envelope, Taz. This is the foundational brick of the United States government. Protest, sir. So imagine if them folks didn't push the envelope. Imagine if the civil rights workers didn't push the envelope. Imagine if Dr. Martin Luther King said, all right, I done overcame, I'm far enough. I didn't get to see the mountaintop. I almost got there because I didn't push the envelope. Come on, Taz, you smarter than this, bro.
Go blow whistles, go interfere.
That's what they said when we was enslaved. When there was the black people, they pressing too far, y'all. But y'all better sit down. We gonna all get killed. We risk our freedom. We risk our rights.
Hold on. So the problem that we keep having, we keep trying to add everything into the situation that doesn't apply.
All of this applies there, Sharon and Taz. All of this applies. Those who don't recognize history is doomed to repeat it. And what Bomber's about to tell you is history. And if you listen to it, you'll understand, instead of you two niggas trying to prove her wrong right now. She's about to drop some actual and factual on it. But listen to what this response will come out to be later on.
Listen, the Constitution applies. Y'all the ones that
what you just said does not apply to this situation.
Yes, it does. This situation is about constitutional rights. That's why people are protesting.
So, okay, so if they are investigating somebody that is doing human trafficking and narcotics, you think that you have the right to impede in that? And warn that person?
No, that's called aiding and abetting. There's laws for that, Sharon. That's called aiding and abetting. If the police have an active warrant for someone, and you know where that person's at, and they find out that you know where that person's at, you could be charged with a lesser crime called aiding and abetting. If you give that person a place and the means and the opportunity to get away, you're going to be charged with that. That's what you're referring to, sir.
Say, hey, they are coming to arrest you for human trafficking and narcotics. You think that is okay?
I have the right to, if I know and hear that the police are coming to get a group of people, I can warn them. But you using the word impeding because that's the word they want to use. Now you got to go define what impeding means. But me warning them that I saw the police down the street and they must be coming, that is not illegal for me to do or anyone.
Sure is. No, it's not. How would it be illegal? If the police have an active warrant for someone, just as I explained, You have no right as a citizen to, using the word again, impede that officer from what he's about to do. Go and find that criminal and arrest him. And if you aid or abet that criminal in his endeavors to get away, you too can be charged. Notice the key word, what I said right there. If he had an active warrant, but you're talking about mass men showing up in your fucking neighborhood, man. I wish I could blame sure. I wish I could blame it on trolling, but I think right now, I got to say the only reason these two men are in disagreement is because they're hearing this correct information come from a woman. Yes, it is, Lana. In this case, this is a slippery slope, but they're trying to act like it's us as citizens that are doing the sliding. No, it's the government that's standing on the slippery slope. They're the ones that's changing the parameters.
It's not.
That's obstruction. It literally means to delay or prevent by obstructing them.
No, I didn't delay anything. I just told these people.
I'm giving a definition so you can understand what you are arguing. Because the problem is that you're throwing all these other things that is close to the situation, but it's not the situation. And way too many people are doing that. Is to delay or prevent someone or something by obstructing them, hindering them. So once you are doing that, so that's you impeding, you are delaying the arrest.
Okay. Let me use okay, since he wanted to give the definition, right? If I'm here and say if I was married and my wife wanted to go out for a walk, we just got into the argument. She wanted, and I stopped her at the door and said, "You're not going." Or if I grab her by the arm, say you're not going. That's impeding her progress. Or let's take it to the sports. If you impede the runner, that means you got in a space where that runner is supposed to be, and there's a penalty for that. That would be using the word impede in its proper context. But the word impede should only be used in its legal context, Sharon, when there is an active warrant. That's how you impede the police from doing their sworn duty. In this case, to go arrest somebody that they have an active warrant for. But just because the police decide to encircle your neighborhood and you warn your other neighbors, wait a minute, let me try this again. The British are coming, niggas. Maybe you'll understand that way. The British are coming, niggas. Or what about when you go to the projects and you got that one brother out there that's training the pigeons to fly around the neighborhood? Let us know. Or what about them look out for the dope boys that they pay to sit up on the corner all fucking day? If you see 5-0 or if you see Adam 12, give us the signal. Those niggas are impeding. Use that example, not protesters, sir.
Of this goddamn criminal.
Yes, but not by just me telling people they're coming. If I stop them, like literally just held them back, a whole group of us forced them back and wouldn't let them through, that would be one thing. But by me just firing them and blowing whistles and all the things that these people are doing, that is not impeding. That's not hindering anything.
In the middle of the street ain't impeding?
He just gave us a clear definition of what impeding was. And what he said is to delay them, not just by words.
But walking in the middle of the street.
No, walking in the middle of the street is not impeding them, not them from doing their job. If you're talking about from driving by, I'm not.
If they're blocking the street, that's impeding them. But walking in the street is not impeding them, Taz. You see, these folks, stop reaching for straws, man. Say it. Use this word right here. If I'm blocking the entrance of the police, I'm impeding. If I'm just walking down the street, I'm not stopping the police from doing their sidewalk, especially if they're in the car. What, I'm going to stand in front of the motherfucker? That's impeding. But just me walking down the street is not stopping any ICE officer from doing their job. Y'all stop this shit. Is it that Bombcherry is saying it? Is that the problem?
I'm not sure what you mean when you say in the street.
Right. Driving by, they conducting whatever traffic stop they do an investigation. You in the middle of the street, cars stopping because they can't get past. They tell you get out the street.
But they are getting past. Just because people are protesting in front of them don't mean that they're stopping them from. They're getting past. They don't like that people are out there angry at them and saying anything to them. And now y'all are conflating that and saying because they are out there letting them know their grievances, that is impeding, and it doesn't equal that.
No, the problem is that you're saying that impeding is protesting. Impeding. No,
I'm not saying that you are.
No, because the difference is this: if I'm on a corner blowing whistles and
this nigga just said, although several times the definition of protesting has been read to him, he's still connected the two. Impeding is protesting, and that's what they want us to do, Lana. They want everybody to stay at home. But with this, they're still coming to people's houses. Trump told these folks that all he was going to be doing was arresting criminals.
Screaming and yelling, that is protesting. Hey, police is down the block. You're on my design corner and I'm protesting. It's different than me literally going to follow them from job to job, from position to position, from investigation to investigation, and say, hey, these people are coming. Because if that's the case, and if that's the case, that is okay, and then now you're giving people that have huge criminal organizations to go ahead and follow all law enforcement because they're getting investigated. Hey, just follow this officer until, so this way we know exactly when SWAT coming, we know exactly when they are on stakeouts, we know everything about them because it is all a part of the law that we can just go ahead and follow.
And all of that, what you just said, is public information. They are supposed to know, as an American citizen, we have the right to know when the police are surveilling our neighborhoods, Sharon. For what reason is our neighborhood being surveilled? Is there a child molesting ring in our neighborhoods? Is there a drug ring, manufacturing ring in our neighborhoods? What brought the police to our neighborhoods? And you, as a citizen of that neighborhood, has the right to ask that. Conflation to the highest order. I cannot believe this shit that I'm hearing today. And I'm keeping in mind, this is a 7-hour stream, folks. So I didn't listen to this whole thing. So some of the shit that y'all hearing right now, are y'all hearing it with me for the first time? I didn't hear that nigga say that before.
Even though I'm doing a criminal activity. This is the thing that you are not paying attention to. We cannot impede on law investigations.
Yeah, I'm paying very much a close attention to what I'm saying, and I am saying that we can follow them, right? I am saying that we can sit out in front of the ICE federal building with our signs, and when they pull off, we could pull up off behind them. And yes, and it's legal. You're the one who's trying to make it seem like I'm saying
hold on. Oh, slow down. So that we are in 100% agreement. 100% agreement. They could go in front of that federal building, put out their signs, blow whistles, horns, honk, scream, yell, do all those things in front of that building. 100% we're in agreement.
Yeah, you're right about that.
And follow them to wherever they're going.
Was we visit? Nah.
Why not?
Until they're investigating. But don't you think they are you are protecting criminals when you do that?
I mean, that's what you want to say.
Who is the criminal, Sharon? The protesters are now the criminals? Y'all see what I'm saying? That's why I brought up the dope boy reference. Because that's what them dope boys do. That's what they do when they're on their turf. They warned each other that the police is coming. So is that the reference that you're making, Sharon? I told you, how dumb can you be? Don't fuck with somebody like me. I paid attention to what you say sometime. I've been following you long enough to know that this is conflation. This is bullshit to the highest order. You're describing New Jack, episode of New Jack City. Warn the police when they come.
But what I'm saying is they are not trying to protect criminals. They are saying I have a constitutional right, my grievances, and I don't like how y'all are moving. I don't like how this administration is moving, and that is what those people are doing.
So don't arrest the predators. So don't arrest them then.
Don't arrest who?
The predators.
The predators. Because that's the bottom line for me. I can show you a list of these people that they didn't arrested.
Okay, I'm cool with that. Listen, that's what y'all like to do. Y'all like to pull out. Don't get.
How did the conversation change from protesters to predators? You got to be careful of how these folks will change up an argument on you in the heat of the moment. How did protesters, Taz, change to predators? Bob never mentioned predators. So what you're saying is ICE is going into all these neighborhoods and finding these what type predators are you referring to? Because this is the new this just got popped into the conversation. Watch. When before this that other than me just now mentioned prejudice?
The predators, but how many out of all them people they picking up are the predators? And then y'all say, well, it don't matter because one is too many, and that's the game y'all play.
We did a stream on it last night. We can look at them. It's about a third of them are actual child molesters, actual convicted, messing with 12.
No, sir. 80% of the people that's in ICE detention right now, like Pure Butterside Bob just said, 70% at last count, never had an active warrant on them. They were here legally seeking asylum. No, sir. And if you would have watched those Senate hearings the other day, one of those Democratic senators that you were speaking of told you that. Here are the actual facts of who is ICE is arresting and who is ICE is detaining. 70% of the people that ICE is picking up off the street never had a criminal record until they ran into ICE. The fuck?
Year-olds, murder, everything.
Okay.
So I mean, so I'm saying that, but
I think when you say a third of them, I think you're blowing that up out of proportion, or you just don't want to pay attention to the legal ones who they knocking at the door and going through their house, right? Because they don't have a warrant to come in, but they come in force. And if they don't know what color the people are in the house, then what kind of investigation did they make before they went storming in somebody's house? That's the constitutional right for people not to just come barging in your house. But not until it happens to you, then you will realize that shit is fucked up. And in Minnesota, it's happening for a lot of people.
That's called unlawful search and seizures. If the police have an active warrant, or if they have the ability to believe that you are doing something illegal, the first thing they got to do before they even come to your house, they can have all the feeling in the world that they want. They got to go visit a judge. Somebody spoke that earlier. They got to go visit a judge first and get a warrant to come and search your property. Even if they pull you on side the road, if you say, I do not consent to be searched, they got to call somebody else and have that car towed and get a warrant to search the contents. Or you got to give them consent to search it. It can't be, see, Taz, it can't be that you don't know this. So I can only come to one conclusion. The only reason that your feathers is ruffled up about this is because it's a woman saying it.
If it were to happen to me, I would just file a lawsuit. But in terms of these people, they can't file a lawsuit because a lot of them are criminals. They are exactly what they're going to arrest. As they're walking these people out and people out there blowing whistles and screaming and shouting, let's not forget that they...
So let's not forget that this country is based on another damn thing, another principle, core principle, due process. I told y'all I may speak silent, but I listen. I might not be in the sum cum laude or some of these, but one thing I damn know for sure, that knowledge don't come to you. You got to go get it, and I go gets it. And I'll probably continue to go get it until sometime that they pack me away with that toe tag. You know what I mean? And I know by the knowledge that I've went and got right there, what you just said is absolutely ignorant.
They are walking these people out. That's why I call it protecting predators, because for some reason, at some point, we've got to get to the point of people being arrested for what they're doing. Can't eat that out.
If they was already what you said, the predators, that means they already arrested them. That's how you know they were predators. Now they still here. They should have been gone if they illegals. But now you're trying to situate that with ICE. But they got
now you understand why I may just cut off part of your stream and put common sense, because Bomb is talking common sense to y'all right now. How do you know they're predators without ever identify them as such, Taz? Common fucking sense, man. Somebody got a record on these folks. If you already labeled them as predators and you now going to look for them, how do you know? Common fucking sense. Taz, Sharon, come on, Bomb, get them some more.
If they already went to was already claimed to be predators, why are they still here?
So they're here because a state like Minnesota, a municipality like Minneapolis has protected them. They do not cooperate with federal investigations. They didn't cooperate with them now, which is why ICE is running all over the streets acting crazy and whatnot. And it's somewhat acceptable because they blocked federal investigation. They made sure illegals got free, stayed free after committing these type of crimes because they.
So I want y'all to understand something. Now, maybe it's just me. What Taz is saying, and what everybody that's in the background hollering, yep, what you're saying is every immigrant that is in the state of Minnesota is a criminal. Every state that ICE is in, so-called abducting folks or rounding up folks for immigration status, must be here, must be a predator. That's what Taz is just saying. You can't take it no other way than that. And these guys act like that there has been no American citizens taken from their home unjustly and held in detention camps unjustly.
Won't give them to ICE. They won't give them to ICE in the first place. That's the problem.
Well, I don't know what.
If I yes, my literal definition.
The guy hold on. I want to understand what we're both looking at.
Yeah, let's do it.
Did he go like this, or did he go like this?
He goes like closer to the second motion, honestly. He goes a lot closer to the second motion.
And that's our disagreement. I believe that he went like this first,
so how did his hand go all the way
and
up?
Then he put his hand up in the air as if he ain't do anything.
Did he put power behind that push that you're saying like this to push anybody off? It could have been a stop movement.
Okay, so hold on. So I need y'all to understand. Hold on, I need y'all to understand. Because I think the confusion is that y'all believe, we all here believe so far, everybody believe that man was executed. So this way that part is out.
Sure.
Nobody believes that this man should have been shot at all. Nobody here.
So why allow people up on your platform to justify? That's the question I asked you earlier. Why, if everyone is up there, you got the general consensus, why would you allow folks to come up there and act like whether he had the cell phone in this position or your hand is in that position? What fucking difference does that matter?
Right.
Not one person on this panel believed that he should have been shot. And we believe that man was executed in broad daylight. So this way,
I don't know. That's what I hear y'all saying.
Okay, so
I'm just saying, play stupid games the way a stupid process.
Hold on, please. Hold on. I do not want to conflate things. So this way we can have a clear understanding. Josh, do you believe that man should have been shot?
I mean, after he stepped in there, I mean, he kind of asked for whatever was going to come with it. Hold on. Look, did he deserve to die when he jumped?
I'm trying to get to something, please. So I want to know, do you believe he deserved to be shot?
Post video, yes. Yes, I do.
Okay, fine. So we got one person on the panel that believes that he should be shot. I do not believe that man should have been shot at all. Go. Do you believe he should have been shot? Yes or no? Just so I can get a clear understand what the panel is saying.
No.
Okay, Chicago Real, do you believe that man should have been shot? Yes or no?
No.
Uda Ongo, do you believe that man should have been shot? No. Kulu, do you believe that man should have been shot?
No.
PH Diva, I mean, I don't think we need to go any further, to be honest. That's more than half the panel, right? But PH Diva, do you believe that man deserved to be shot?
No, I don't.
All right, so we know Bomb and Saint don't. Marvelous opinion.
So why let that one loose cannon up on your panel? Deserves. This is the question. Why was the man shot? Why do we need to ask? No, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna get out of that.
Do you believe that man deserved to be shot? Yes or no?
No, I do not, sir.
Okay, so
thing past that is wrong. Well, the last thing, I swear to God, I was going to ask you, do you remember 2002? What was the justification for going into the Iraq, Afghanistan, and that entire conflict? WMDs, weapons of mass destruction. Because we were lied to, and we were told that Iranian fucking militiamen or fucking Saddam Hussein had fucking weapons of mass destruction, even though his own fucking country found out that wasn't true. So all I'm trying to say is, the justification is what can very easily lead to all this fucking horrible shit happening. We had a justification that led us into a 15-year or 20-year war. I don't want a justification to allow ICE to roll through my fucking neighborhood unchecked and to pick up black and brown people or to ask me for my ID because the president said that was okay or the DHS said that was okay. And God forbid if I have a gun and I'm a legal fucking carrier like Alex, I could just get fucking murdered. Like, I understand what you're saying, but go ahead.
And let's try not to use the F-bombs. I didn't want to stop you in the middle because I know you wanted to really get that out. You've been waiting to get that out, but let's try not to use F-bombs. Let's try to maintain it in the green. Go ahead.
All right, so look, I understand everybody's mad about this dude dying. I can respect the fact that y'all can be upset that he died. But let's keep it a buck. He, again, just like Renee Good, chose to be there. There are things, and I don't like the fact that we're sitting here telling our people that, hey, we need to go out there for some shit that's not our business. Hey, this has nothing to do with us. Hey, everybody who keeps talking about, oh, ICE is real law enforcement. Yes, they are. They are federal law enforcement. Again, we are talking BS, and we're trying to justify the fact that we don't like ICE or Trump, and that's ludicrous. That is not a reason for us to get out there and get killed for something that's not our issue. And yes, ICE can hit any country in the United States, any state in the United States. They have what's called federal jurisdiction. They can go all over. An ICE agent from Dallas can go up to Minnesota because they have that jurisdiction. Stop telling our people that they don't. That's garbage. We need to be real about what happened. If he had not been there, he wouldn't. He went out there to literally impede justice. He did that.
Why let the one voice of insanity speak, Sharon, for as long as they did? Why would you continue to let this knucklehead talk on your every time I come over to you? This is another thing. I'll ask you again. I asked you at the beginning. When did your channel turn from the Rim Brothers recalibrating your values to a political channel? When? But I'm gonna move away from that, folks. I remember I did something. I was looking for something in particular. Let me take this off the screen and let me go add something else. Because this is the part, Sharon, that I'm gonna get to here in a minute, that caught my eye. I came back in from what I was doing. I don't know what I was doing, I forgot. And I just happened to leave your stream up. And I came in and I pushed the unmute button. And when I came in, this is what I heard, sir. Hold on just a second. Let me pull it back up. Let me get this. Let me get it. Don't go nowhere. Don't go no damn where. No, nigga, don't go nowhere. Recording where that. There it is.
We are talking about, bro. The people that are interacting with ICE, they are putting themselves in the middle of the ICE investigation. Us as in a civil rights movement, we ain't never did that. So let's not compare what happened with civil rights to this situation. It's not even close to comparable. Please stop.
The fuck are you talking about? I'm gonna be calm when I speak to you on this, Sharon. See? Sergeant Waters said it best. You might not know what the most dangerous thing in our community is? Niggas. Niggas like you. I will say you can't compare the civil rights movement to what's going on now. The only thing that's changed about the civil rights movement, instead of them grabbing up black folks, they're grabbing up brown folks now. Instead of them taking away and preventing black folks from becoming their fullest potential, they're now doing it to brown folks under the guise of immigration. ICE is immigration enforcement, not law enforcement. Absolutely. But the Trump regime has these folks acting as they are law enforcement. Thank you. I'll say it again. Matter of fact, let me put it on the screen right there. ICE is immigration enforcement, not law enforcement. Sharon, you can't just go around coming into folks' homes. Well, that's a little different. Well, I can't even say that they didn't do that during the civil rights time, because they did. Can't say they didn't do that during the 70s, because we know about the 1970s and the Black Panther Party. We got some fake guy running around here now trying to talk about he resurrecting the Black Panther Party. What the fuck? We had it in 1985 with the movement, how they actually, when one of they always say that the United States has never dropped bombs on itself. I beg to differ. They said the United States government has never dropped bombs on its own citizens. I beg to differ. I can give you 3 instances. Ask David Koresh. Ask them folks in Black Wall Street. As a matter of fact, ask them the latest, ask the movement. Those most 3 most famous things right there. Clearly pictures of the United States of America dropping bombs on its own citizens. I think there's 2 survivors left of the movement. At that point in time, when this happened in 1985, one of them was 11 years old. So ask her, was any bombs dropped? You can't fuck with somebody that knows history, Sharon. You can't fuck with somebody that's directly connected to the civil rights movement, Sharon. Or any of you other dumbass niggas on that panel that's about to give Bomb grief for what she's about to talk about. Let's go.
Because you're referencing this ICE thing, right? And which I understand, but the way then you give us you tell us to find an example, just like this ICE thing with the civil rights. And what I'm simply saying is, based on what y'all was saying, people protesting, right? And you using protesting to say they impeding, and I'm saying that no, protesting, you could be there, you can hold your signs up, they can tell you you don't belong there, like you're doing, right? You're saying, hey, don't follow them to these communities.
Let me clear. Beware.
Anywhere.
So do the ICE agents have a right to be where they are?
Yes.
Okay. So now, how are you comparing that? That's what I'm trying to understand.
Because the protesters have a right to be there too. And that's what be where you are saying the ICE agents are. You're saying that they're following them.
How do they know they're going to be there?
They're following them.
Okay.
So in most cases, they're not following. In most cases, when people see ICE, they start making phone calls and they get there. So that's what I'm saying.
Right? So therefore, it shows intent that they are impeding.
But they're not. But it's not true. It's called protesting.
That is not
using the word impeding. You keep doing it
because
and then
that's not protesting.
No, that is exactly what protesting is. And we read it to you. We read it to you earlier.
All right. So, Bomb, question: if there was a protest, what's your protest, right? There's a protest in the street that's going on. There is an ambulance, right, that needs to get through to take a patient to the hospital.
Ambulance.
An ambulance. Does the ambulance have a right to get through, or should they just?
Yes, the ambulance got a right to get through.
Of course, the ambulance got a right to get through. It's a law against that. It's impeding the progress of an ambulance. Marvel, I'm surprised you got into this conversation with that, brother. Of course, there's a price to be paid if you impede the actions of an ambulance. You're supposed to pull over on the side of the road, especially when they have their lights and sirens blaring. The same thing with police. When the police have their lights and sirens blaring, that's how you definitely know they're either active, taking and transporting a sick person, or they're actively chasing or about to go arrest somebody or about to go to a scene that needs their immediate attention. So they're put on the lights and their sirens. And if you get in the way of that, yes, you can be held with impeding the progress of the officer or the ambulance, because usually when there's an ambulance, there's a policeman close by. Usually when the fire truck shows up, there's a policeman that shows up with the fire truck. Know why? Because sometimes when the firemen roll up there, they might run into a hostile situation. It wasn't always like that. So how are y'all trying to conflate the few? Let's go, Bomb. Get him some more.
Hold it there. See, you say that the protest has enough common sense to see, okay, emergency services in the way, let me get out the way, let this guy go. Because me getting out the way would impede me from having the person who's in the ambulance get to the hospital in time.
Yes, and so, but we know that they've allowed the people to pass. We saw, even when the young lady got killed, that they was letting cars go by. So what do you mean?
Okay, so wait, follow me, all right?
Right, you have no argument.
Have to get to a person that they ID, right? You are impeding them by not letting them get through to what they need to get to.
Huh?
You're in the way.
Yes,
if an officer has to get you're putting yourself in harm's way in between because you're protesting. You have the right to protest. But you don't realize that the officers have someone else to get, and you're in their way.
Okay. And when I'm in their way, they could go around. Y'all acting like people was attacking me.
Okay, so hold on. But I'm glad that you said that. I'm glad that you said that. So they gotta go around. So is that impeding? Yes, I got it.
No.
That's something. Hold on. You want me to read it again? If you are hindering while you are slowing them down, that is.
Remember this statement, Sharon. A lot of people come on your panel to prove you wrong, but in this case, you're cherry picking words that Bomb said. Of course, it says in that description that someone gave earlier about what is impeding or what you're allowed to do as far as protesting is concerned. It clearly says if you are blocking the entrance and exit of a policeman or anyone that's in some kind of capacity of, I'm ad-libbing a little bit here, that you are in fact impeding. But in this case, no one. They was waving folks through. Come on through. We saw that. It wasn't blocking traffic. It was the ICE, and the same with Renee Good. It wasn't the civilian cars that were blocking traffic, that was sitting in traffic. It was the fact that the ICE agent truck got stuck. It was them that was impeding their own progress, dumbass. Get him, Bomb.
Definition of impeding.
Y'all are goodness.
Is that not the definition that I read? If you are slowing them down and preventing them and slowing them down is making them go around you, is that impeding?
If you say so. The way y'all listen.
It's not me.
Okay.
It's the definition that we read together.
Okay. Listen, this is the thing. I'm secure in what I'm saying because I know rights. Like
but what
you ain't even know civil rights. But we'll see in a few years how this all works.
This doesn't have anything to do with black folks at all.
Civil rights isn't just black folks, and that's what's ridiculous what you just said. Civil rights is for all Americans. That's what he just said. He said civil rights.
Bomb, how is one impeding and the other one not?
Listen, y'all the ones who keep putting up the P. Y'all the ones who keep using the term. I keep saying protesting. Y'all are the ones.
I thought I was on. I thought I had my microphone on. My bad. Y'all heard that. Y'all need me to play that last part again? I didn't stop it for purpose. Let me play that one more time so y'all can hear this shit.
Bomb, how is one impeding and the other one not?
Rights is for all Americans. We'll see in a few years how this all works.
This doesn't have anything to do with black folks at all.
Civil rights
Civil
is
rights.
just black folks, and that's what's
Civil
ridiculous
rights.
what you just said.
Ridiculous, Bomb. This nigga just said.
Civil rights is for all just black folks, and that's what's ridiculous what you just said. Civil black folks, and that's what's ridiculous what you. We'll see in a few years how this all works.
This doesn't have anything to do with black folks at all.
Civil rights is just black folks, and that's what's ridiculous what you just said.
He said it. So y'all didn't think I was making it up. So y'all didn't think that y'all heard a black man in the United States of America that's supposed to be, as he said, smart, just said to you, I guess so, huh, Lana? I guess so. I guess so, Lana. But y'all heard this black man that's calling himself a protector of the black women, of the black folks that need to recalibrate their value system. Brownsville, why did you jump out the clouds like you always do when these niggas say stupid shit? Like I said, I wasn't going to say your name, but that person with them 3 letters in, why didn't you call out Sharon on that? If you didn't say anything else because you said several shit during the stream, you was up there chuckling it up. When Bomb and the other lady was laughing, was arguing with each other, you was chuckling it up then. But the one thing that you should have spoke up on, Brownsville didn't come out the clouds, and damn it, I don't give a fuck who you are. PhD, but you didn't say nothing to correct Sharon. Nothing. Civil rights ain't got nothing to do with black folks. Civil rights, this nigga said, ain't got nothing to do with black folks, and y'all as black folks let him get away with that. Kiss my entire ass. That's what I'll tell you. Kiss my entire ass. For all of y'all that up there that didn't call him out on that. Kiss my entire ass. Call yourself smart? You call yourself educated? You call yourself for the community? Or are you quick to, I guarantee it. Brownsville and the rest of you Sharon supporters up there sometimes, they let them get away with shit like this. Y'all know who I'm talking to. Hit Dog's gonna holler here in a minute. Because some of y'all gonna say, who is he to call me out telling me I should to correct Sharon? You damn well you should have, because Sharon will call out somebody else that tries to correct you. Matter of fact, they'll drop folks off the panel for fucking with you. They'll drop folks off the panel for fucking with Brownsville. I've heard you disrespect black men to the fullest. Folks don't say nothing. Sharon let you go with it. Not some of the disrespect PhD is not warranted, because it is. But for somebody that's got so much from the United States of America, your education, where did you get educated at? Where did your PhD come from? Africa? England? Where did you go to school at, PhD? You always hollering about Dade County. If I know Dade County, that motherfucker's inundated with us. So where did your dislike for black men come so far that every time that somebody, I don't give a fuck what anybody says on that platform, you got something negative to say about black men? Tell me I'm wrong. And Sharon just let it pass by through. So why is there no correction on this one? I'm not the only one that says it. There's a whole lot of people that say that. No pushback. No accountability. No solution-based gang. Because there ain't no solution over there. Ain't none. Won't be none. Can't be none. Because this nigga just said civil rights ain't got nothing to do with black folks. And y'all let that shit go. Y'all didn't call him out on it. Didn't say, Sharon, you was wrong for that. It had to be caught by somebody like me that 3 days later talked about it. Telling you that the police can decide when your rights end. What's right that you pick and choose that you can have. This is what you're getting from the solution-based game. So Brownsville, as a, dare I say, police, why aren't you correcting them? If Jay Prince was saying that, you would have corrected him. If Izzy Bands was saying that Izzy is or is he not? If Izzy Bands was saying that, you would have corrected him. If Obsidian would have been saying it, you'd have corrected him. If BGS would have said it, you would have corrected him. But since Sharon said it, there must be some validity to it. That we don't have the right to protest. That we don't have the right to the Second Amendment. That we don't have the right to tell our community we got some evildoers in our midst. Well, you can rest assured, like I said at the beginning of this, you ain't got to worry about me complaining about you no more. You're off my list of visiting. You're off my list. Like Johnny Taylor said it, them last $2, I'm not going to lose on you no more. That's for damn sure. I'm not going to support your channel no way, no shape, no form. And I know don't give a damn. I know you don't care because sooner or later, somehow you'll probably get wind of this and you'll probably make me an honorable mention somewhere. I have to be quite honest with you. I don't give a fuck if you do or you don't. I'm just calling out the bullshit. And this stream ain't for you. It's about you. And that's what you don't understand. It ain't for you. It's about you. Play it again. Let me add it to the screen, ABT.
Civil rights is for all Americans. That's what he just said. He said civil rights.
Mom, how is one impeding and the other one not?
Listen, y'all black folks, and that's what's ridiculous. What you, I know rights, like you ain't even know civil rights, but we'll see in a few years how this all works.
Wait a minute, I got one thing for that. Where my man at? I got to do this.
This man is Jason damn boy. Put him on full mass.
This doesn't have anything to do with black folks at all.
Civil rights isn't just black folks, and that's what's ridiculous what you just said.
Y'all heard it for yourself. So you know I didn't make it up. Y'all heard it for yourself. So you know I did not make it up. It's not loud enough. I think I screen recorded this ABT, so that's as loud as it'll go. But if you want a copy of it, hit me up. I'll send you my email, or hit me up in the email and say, let me get a copy of it. Or I might even put it up on the wall there. But I got it, because this part right here that you see on the screen right there, I recorded this for future reference. I wasn't going to hold on to that 7-hour stream but so long. But that's the last thing I want to say about that, Sharon. When that lady came up there arguing with Bombcherry about she's a staunch Trump supporter, why did you ask her these questions? So you okay with being in bed with a pedophile? So you and Kay, you okay with Trump doing all the shit that he's doing? You're okay with the bombs that Trump has dropped? You're okay with the Trump regime hiding known pedophiles? You're okay for Trump to be put out a narrative of something that you clearly saw for yourself? You're okay because you're over there today talking about whether what happened to Congressman Omar was staged. First and foremost, security should have never been that lax. There's absolutely no way someone, given the climate that they were in right now, should have been able to get that close to her. But one thing that I liked about that she was about to kick ass. She was swinging that fist. But that's the point about it. Is just imagine if that's someone who had the guts to do what Dylan Ruth did, or to do what the dude at Tops did. or to do what the dude did that went into those folks' home and murdered them. We would have had another killing of a black leader, regardless of whether y'all think she's from a different country or not. She's an American citizen, regardless of whether y'all called her a tether, because I heard a lot of that over there today. Oh, she's a tether. She went over to Africa. She came from the poor country and they made it good. So what's stopping you? If y'all gonna complain about what somebody did coming from another country, what's stopping you? What's stopping you from going through all those college courses, those long sleepless nights of studying, passing the bar exam, running for office, getting elected? What's stopping you from doing that? I sure got it. I'll send that to you. You got my email? Just hit me up on the email there, ABT, and I'll make sure you get it. Anybody else who wants that clip, I'll refine it a little bit. I might jazz it up a little bit. That's another thing. One more. I got a mix coming out. I think I'll mix it up and play it on Sunday night. Of what's the guy's name? HD Baldwin helped me out. You sent me the song. But I'm gonna do a little mix, and I probably play it on Sunday night, because if I play it here, and more than likely it'll be get a copyright strike. It's them niggas dancing by themselves. But that's all I got to say to you, Sharon. That's it. That's all I got to say to you, Brownsville. That's it. We have the right to protest, man, whether you like it or not. This country was founded on protesting, sir, whether you like it or not. This is who we are by nature. Protesters, sir. When we don't like something, the difference between us, and them, in some of those countries over there, by now, well, there's not too much difference, because American citizens is getting gunned down. Remember what happened in Argentina and the fall of the wall in North Korea? What happens over there when you go against the government? So that's basically the only, well, we don't really have that left, because like I said, we now know 3 incidents of the government taking people's lives and trying to justify it. And again, folks, before I get out of here, a little bit later on this evening, coming up at about an hour and a half, 2 hours from now, if you're into that house mix, the Soulful House Mix with HT Ball 1 DJ Ed on the radio station. And before that, we have the Our House Radio Show with DJ Dreadhead Said, DJ Miss Unassuming, and DJ Broken. They bring in that music to you, folks, that house music. So if you're into it, the link for the radio station is either on my page or in the description. Several ways to join. You can, all kinds of platforms that you can click on the go, or just hanging around the house. I appreciate that, folks. Y'all spending this time with me. What's happened? What other time? I don't know. I don't know what happened. Really, I don't know all the details of Raj Sharon lost his first channel. I think it had something to do with some folks that didn't like him, and they all got together and conspired and got his channel taken down before something that happened. I'm not exactly sure what it was. I wasn't privy to it, so I can't give any of the real details. But I know at some point in time, he did lose his channel. Now, if you go back maybe a year or two ago, because I'm not sure how long it's been. I know it's been at least a year. If you go back to the beginnings of this SBG group, that video was probably up to where he's explaining why he lost his channel. But I think it was a dose of haterade, to be quite honest with you. I don't think it was of his doing. I think it was some people that didn't like him in the company that he kept. I think there was some people that was trying to steal his audience. That didn't work out for him. Give credit where credit's due. This is the reason why I started watching Sharon, basically because he was holding these loose niggas accountable. He ain't doing that no more. In my honest, humble opinion, he's become one of them loose niggas.
Look,
All you motherfuckers been snitching for him and shit. Now you standing up in here and goddamn it talking about preaching preacher. Fuck that nigga. Fuck that. I'm gonna shoot your ass too, motherfucker. Keep on. You gonna get shot too, nigga. You gonna get shot. God bless the fool, goddammit. God bless the fool. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm gonna end this goddamn thing. Look, where's that goddamn money bowl at? Who got that money bowl? We're taking that money right now before you leave this bitch. We ain't leaving out here for free, motherfucker. Yeah. Y'all know the motherfucker ain't no good. You want, look,